It's the Casey and Zoe thing.
We're back, and if any of you have joined us before on the politics tag, you may have noticed a trend, a phenomenon of right-wingers coming in and sometimes they just come in and they say, like, I love Trump for no reason. Sometimes we're talking about, like, you know, how amazing it is that anyone can respect Trump. And then someone in chat will be like, how is Trump bad? Like, super, like, confused or incredulous. And then, like, we'll list off a bunch of things off the top of our heads that he's done that's terrible, and then they have a bunch of excuses, or they'll be like, where'd you hear that? Or it's a smear piece, or all these things. So we're thinking
we're gonna make a fucking list.
We're making a little Google Doc. And our dumps were great, Eric.
Our dumps were great.
You.
We each took our own respective dump.
But yeah, we're going to make a Google Doc, and we're just kind of doing a little chronicling of, like, a bunch of the horrible things that Trump has done.
With sources.
So that if anyone ever comes in and says, like, Trump bad? How'd you get to that conclusion? That's crazy and stupid! We can go to this document.
I think it'll be a fun activity.
Yeah, and
I
if
really
anyone,
do.
yeah, and as we go, if you think of something horrible that Trump did that we haven't gotten to yet, mention it in chat, and we'll look up a source and we'll add it to this list.
Yeah, I mean, we just want people to come in and start saying stupid shit so that we can keep adding to this list.
Because it's funny.
Because it's so funny.
So first let's title this. So
okay, let's show everyone what this looks like.
Yeah.
First of all.
Indeed.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, so
what are we gonna title our fun little thing?
how about Trump is a bad person?
I'm gonna make it big and cute.
Yeah.
A bad person.
How about an exploration of an indisputable fact?
This is fun. I've never done like a writing thing with you.
Here we go.
Indisputable fact.
There we go.
Trump is a bad person.
Bold that shit. There we go.
An exploration of an indisputable fact. Perfect.
Can we zoom in a little bit on this one?
Yeah, we totally
For the folks
can.
at home. Nice. Great. Okay, so first, let's open up a new tab. I think a good place to start is stealing money from sick kids. How about that?
Okay. Perfect. So let's see. Should we just Google Trump stealing money from sick
Trump
kids?
stealing money from stealing from charity for kids.
Okay. How Donald Trump, here's this from Forbes.
Yes.
That's trusted, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Forbes should be among right-wingers. So, I don't know, Trump shifted money to his business.
Master
Trace-
Eric Trump, a future president. The following says, like autumn leaves, sponsored Cadillacs, Ferraris.
You want to zoom in on one of this?
Yes, let's see. Like autumn leaves, sponsored Cadillacs, Ferraris, Maseratis descend on the Trump National Golf Club in Westchester County in New York. Ew, Westchester. In September for the Eric Trump Foundation Golf Invitational, blah, 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 blah.
Let's get back. I just want the facts here. I don't want the whole story.
Blah, blah, blah. It's not the case. Blah, 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 blah. Additionally, Donald J. Trump Foundation, which has come under previous scrutiny for self-dealing and advancing the interests of its namesake rather than those of charity, apparently used the Eric Trump Foundation to funnel $100,000 in donations into revenue for the Trump Organization. And while donors to the Eric Trump Foundation were told their money was going to help sick kids, more than $500,000 was redonated to other charities, many of which were connected to the Trump family members or interests, including at least 4 groups that subsequently paid to hold golf tournaments at Trump courses.
Great. So why don't we just title this? So let's get this link.
All right. Okay. Let's do back up once.
And we can make this. Document publicly available, right?
I
in case
believe
anyone else
so.
wants to use it. So let's add this link, and let's title it after you add the link, or
should I put the link first?
no, yeah, maybe add the title then the link, then, or either
Oh.
way, But yeah, put the title above the link.
Cool.
So how about he stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from sick children seems like. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. That's it.
Cool. Do we want these like capitalized, like
Sure.
look nice? Okay.
No. It's fine. Just bold is good.
Cool.
Cool. So sick children. So there's number 1.
Should I number it? I'll
Sure.
Number it. Why not?
Yeah, the full page ad against the Central Park 5. We can go to that next. Let's
Oh
do
yeah.
that he brought out a full page ad to falsely accuse 5 young black men of murder and sexual assault.
Right, and they were not guilty. Trump will not apologize for calling for death penalty. Time. Let's see. I know.
Hey, Quenrich.
What's up, Quenrich? So wait, so
Poor American
the New York Times is
souls.
trustworthy, but if we have a New York Times article,
Well,
I know the rights can be.
I don't.
We
No,
can't
no.
trust.
I don't give a shit about that.
Okay, cool.
No, if it's actually a credible source, we use it. We don't.
okay,
this
okay,
isn't
okay.
like trying to find the sources that right wingers would trust most. Fuck that.
Okay, great.
Because you never know with them, and they're all over the place. They all trust different people. Like,
Yeah,
there's no
yeah,
point.
you're right,
Just
you're
find
right.
credible sources, and if all they have is go New York Times, really, then we just laugh at them and move on. Yeah, gotta cite Infowars.
Yeah. Trump will not apologize for calling death penalty over Central Park 5.
This is a good one linked to too, because it shows it's not only about what he did
I wanna
in
see
the
this
past,
video.
but also about how he's completely unrepentant.
Mr. President, will you apologize to the Central Park
Hold on.
5? They've been exonerated. There have been videos, movies shown about the case, and you came out with a full-page ad saying that they should die, that they should have the death penalty. Do you
Why do you
apologize?
bring that question up now? It's an interesting time to bring it up. You have people on both sides of that. They admitted their guilt. If you look at Linda Fairstein and if you look at some of the prosecutors, they think that the city should never have settled that case. So we'll leave it at that.
Look at how what a
settles it.
smug piece of shit.
Oh, the smuggest piece of shit who ever fell out of a butthole.
The 5
I
black
assume.
and Latino men who, as teenagers,
Since
were
the news
wrongly-
broke of Michael Cohen's
I
guilty
don't want to
plea.
see that. The 5 black and Latino men who, as teenagers, were
Black
wrongly
and Latino
convicted
men.
of the brutal rape of a jogger in New York City. I remember this. Mr. Trump was asked about newspaper advertisements he bought back then, calling for New York State to adopt the death penalty
So they weren't.
after the attack.
He wasn't accusing them of murder. He was accusing them of rape and encouraging the death penalty. That's what it was. Okay.
Okay.
He took out a full page ad. New York Times, right? That he did it.
Did he take out the ad in New York Times?
I think it was. I could be
see.
wrong. Newspaper advertisement. Doesn't say. What does it say in the newspaper?
In
It's
4
fine.
New York City
Oh,
newspapers.
4! Okay,
In
great.
4!
Great,
Including the
even
New
better.
York Times. Okay, got
Okay.
it. Cool. He took
Full
out
page ads.
4 full-page ads
Yeah.
requesting the death penalty.
Falsely accusing the Central Park 5 of rape. Okay, that's that. That says it. Wonderful. Okay, what are some other great ones? Well, we could, of course, we got to do the Access Hollywood.
Oh, yes, grab
Bus.
him by the pussy.
Bragged about sexually assaulting women. I see, Quenrich, you just watched another one of that. First time you realize America really messed you up. Like Americans talking about how America messed them up.
So we've all seen this shit. I don't want to watch it right now.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't need to watch it.
I've
but
seen that 100 times.
bragged
bragged
about
about
sexually assaulting women.
sexually assaulting women. Period. That's a personal attack. But that's a personal attack. You can't just say personal attacks. Okay.
Oh, Americans abroad, Krenrich. Yes, so I
happened?
imagine when Americans move away from America, just how weird and twisted America is must become much more apparent to them.
Well, yeah, apparently us, like, waving our flag all over the place is, like, weird. Apparently
Yeah.
other countries don't do that.
Yeah.
It's, like, weirdly, like...
I always think about the Olympics right after September 11th, where the U.S., with as I recall, without, like people didn't, the officials didn't really know what was going to happen. That we, like, insisted on marching out a huge American flag on the field to be like, 9/11 happened to us, everyone feel bad for us. And, like, everyone at the Olympics was like, are you fucking kidding, America?
Yeah.
You know what happens in our countries on a regular basis?
Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, sure, the YouTube link is a good one.
Because it's just a video of him.
Yeah,
like,
of
it can't
him
get any
bragging.
more of a source than
Right.
that. It's literally
And
a
this,
video.
yeah, and this isn't to change any right winger's mind per se. I mean, if it does, it's delightful. But this is more for our reference and for everyone's reference, so that when some Trump worshiper insists, confidently that there's nothing wrong with Trump, we don't have to, like, think off the top of our heads like all the terrible things he did. Here's just a nice, handy list.
What about the Muslim ban?
Yes, good Muslim ban.
Friday, January 27th, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that banned foreign nationals from 7 predominantly Muslim countries from visiting the country
Yeah.
for 90 days, suspended entry to the country of all Syrian refugees indefinitely, and prohibited any other refugees from coming into the country for 120 days. Jesus.
Hey, what's up, Paul RK11?
Hi!
Welcome to the chat.
As the Muslim ban went into effect on Saturdays, blah, 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 blah.
Anyway, so that's the basic thing. That's good. ACLU is a good source.
I'm just going to say the Muslim ban.
Or enacted a bigoted travel ban against Muslims.
Bigoted travel ban against Muslims. Beep beep. Paste. And
Wonderful.
lovely.
Conrad said, U.S. lady pedestrian who was hit by a car in France was arguing she couldn't afford an ambulance. Some French lady hands her coins. U.S. lady didn't want to accept donations. French lady laughed, sweetie, those are your coins. You lost them and the ambulance is free.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's
makes sense.
Didn't you drive someone to a hospital when you were working Lyft?
Yeah. One time I had a woman who with a heart condition call me as a Lyft driver because she knew she couldn't afford an ambulance. And she was so apologetic. She was like, she felt so bad about it. And I was like, no, it's all good. Just calm down. Just relax. You're having a heart episode.
Yeah.
Relax. Everything's cool. I'll get us there as fast as we can. And so, yeah, I zoomed us over there, ran through a bunch of red lights, got her to UCLA Hospital, and then she hit me up the next day, so she was okay, thank
Oh,
God.
good. She kept your information?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Well, she literally, as soon as she got in the car, she asked me to put her daughter's phone number into my phone so that in case, like, she died in my car,
Oh my God.
I could
That's so
contact her
stressful.
daughter.
Yeah. Wow.
It was intense, but thank goodness she made it through that night and she was okay.
I feel like this says, how great is Social Security? Right?
Love Social Security.
I want to make sure I'm reading that right. I feel like using context clues. That's what that says in French.
Yeah. Yeah, and Eric, as someone who has worked on an ambulance, they are just expensive Ubers most of the time. Yeah.
The best U.S. quote I ever heard: "An ambulance is not your taxi to the hospital." What the actual fuck is it then? Yeah, wait, I heard that too.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And I forget where I heard that from. I'm like, no, it's quite literally a taxi to the hospital.
Some dummy.
All right, what else? So there's the travel ban. I'm trying to think of things that happened while he was in office.
Sure. But I also would like to look at if we can find a good article of like his slumlord history.
From slumlord history.
There you go.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, there we go. That looks like a good one.
Donald
Nightmare.
Trump was a nightmare landlord in the 1980s.
Okay, this one might be good to actually read a bit.
There's an episode in Donald Trump's past that shows just how far this billionaire businessman will go to get his way. It began in 1981. Trump bought a 14-story building. I'll make it bigger for you guys. On prime real estate facing New York City's Central Park. His plan was to tear down the building and replace it with luxury condos. But first, he needed a small band of rent-stabilized tenants out of there. To succeed, Trump played rough, according to lawsuits filed by the tenants. Renters says he cut heat and hot water as he imposed tough building rules. Trump even proposed sheltering homeless people in the building. It went on for 5 years as Trump fought tenants, real estate lawyers, New York state regulators, and city officials. CNN Money reviewed 2,895 court documents, most of them now only available on microfiche. Microfiche. What does that mean?
Microfiche is an old form of record keeping where, for example, like old newspapers, instead of at a library having like a bunch of newspapers piled up for all these years of old publications, what they would do is they would transfer the newspapers onto film, onto a little film roll, microfiche.
Oh. And
so then you go to a machine. If you watch older movies about like mysteries or journalism, you'll see people using them a lot. Where it was the only way, because before the internet, I mean, you couldn't look up old news articles.
Right.
So the only way you could go look up old newspaper articles is you go to a library, you ask for a specific piece of microfiche that covers a certain range of issues, and then you would have to go through it with a little knob. It would like project it up on a screen, and then you have to move it, and it would like shuffle by super fast.
Crazy.
Yeah, I only used one once. I did like a research project when I was younger, and I used microfiche, but it's basically I believe there are efforts to digitize all microfiche eventually. Anyway. Microfiche facts.
So Trump bought a hotel and its neighbor, which was a rent-stabilized building at 100 Central Park South.
Oh, wait, Quenris had a good comment.
What did he say? Before I forget, I think you misquoted Section 2 in your document.
As we're carefully worded to not refer to the 5, instead demanding death penalty for similar crimes.
Huh.
That's interesting. I mean, it was still clearly his intention was to get them.
4 full-page ads encouraging the death penalty. And falsely accusing the Central Park.
Well, let's check the article again. I want to see what it said about what his actual wording was in the article. I mean, in the.
Mr. President, will you apologize to Central Park?
Stop it. Yeah. Calling for the state to adopt the death penalty for killers. He made it clear that he was voicing his opinion because the rape, assault, and
Tricia May.
Okay. Yeah.
So it seems like he made it clear.
Linked. Yeah. I want to hate on these murders, and I always will. Oh, I want to hate these murderers, and I always will. Mr. Trump wrote in the May 1989 ad. I'm not looking to psychoanalyze or understand them. I'm looking to punish them. He wrote in all caps, bring back the death penalty and bring back
Is
our
this a
police.
copy? Yeah, here it is. Here's the ad.
Oh, shit. Jesus.
So yeah, you can actually read what this asshole said.
What has happened to our city over the past 10 years? What has happened to law and order, to the neighborhood cop we all trusted to safeguard our homes and families, the cop who had the power under the law to help us in times of danger, keep us safe from all those who wanted to prey on innocent lives, to fulfill some distorted inner need.
He's just talking about himself.
What has happened
Big old
to the respect
pile
for
of projection
authority?
here.
He's like, what about law and order? Many New York families, I have the impression.
Oh, Paul. No, Paul, RK11. Yeah, sorry, we got a little mixed. I missed your earlier chat. Yeah, you've got Social Security and no psychos with guns. Yeah, no, it's great. That's
love
awesome.
that.
We've
So
got
are you
real
French?
nut bars with guns problem here in the U.S.
Oh yeah.
But it's good to have you here, Paul RK11.
Yeah, come hang out.
Thanks for stopping in.
We're doing something, we're reading a lot of articles, but we're goofing around a lot.
Yeah.
We're
We're
hanging.
researching. We want to get some facts for our reference, but we also like to goof around.
We also are funny and funny. We're funny and funny. I don't know what to tell you.
Always.
Let's see. They laugh because they know that soon, very soon, they will be returned to the streets to rape and maim and kill once again, and yet face no great personal risk to themselves. Mayor
Koch.
Koch, is that his name? Has stated that hate and rancor.
Or maybe Koch.
Yeah, I feel it was Koch.
Yeah, I think the Koch brothers. He was Koch. I think. Yeah.
Do not think so. I want to hate these muggers and murderers.
Replica Fox.
What'd she say?
Fear not, I'm here to dumb it down.
Replica Fox, you are not dumb.
No.
Okay, let's see. They must.
But
serve
funny
as-
comment.
But funny comment. Keeping it nice and dumb in the chat for everyone. They must serve as examples so that others will think long and hard before committing a crime or an act of violence. He's just like, cops.
Yeah.
I don't see him specifically referencing her. It's literally just like bring back the death penalty so rapists and murderers stop being bad.
Well, yeah, so it seems like probably the ad was intentionally vague, probably just to cover his ass legally. But it seems like all of the discourse that happened around it at the time and all of that he was questioned, it was explicit that that was the case he was referring to, and those were the guys who he wanted to get the death penalty. So it's good to know the nuance, especially.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah, especially
Rich.
when you know you're in a conversation with a Trump worshiper, like they will point out those any little wrinkle
we have
they
to
can.
be really nitpicky about these
Yeah.
so that we can nitpick right back.
Or else they'll be like, "Have you even read the ad?"
Do you even know how to read? Do you even graduate second grade?
Yeah, so it's good. It's good to zero in on this detail.
I was talking to Casey this morning about how it was so funny that we were like talking to someone who claimed to have a degree in political science and like
Yeah.
didn't know the most basic logical fallacies. And I was saying I have a degree in philosophy. Logic is a subset of philosophy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's philosophical in nature. Like the concept of logic is philosophy, not political science. And he was like trying to say that he was more qualified to talk about a logical fallacy than a philosopher. I was like, get out of
Yeah,
here.
I mean, this is the guy who was like, "You're straw manning and you're doing this other stuff," and we're like, "All right, where specifically?
Yeah,
Give us an
yeah.
example." And then he had
couldn't.
nothing.
He
'cause
couldn't.
We weren't doing that.
He learned the phrase logical fallacy
Yeah.
and really ran with it.
He's just like, yeah, he learned something that he thinks makes him sound smart. And also we were talking about how like I forget how much people lie, especially dumb fucks who stumble into chat randomly, like right-winger guys. Like, because I'm like so anti-line. I'm such a radical honesty proponent. That it's like I forget like that, like, yeah, the people will just fucking lie and they'll like copy paste shit that other people said and pretend it's their chat, and like I just have to remind myself, like, don't take anything too seriously until there's evidence to take it
like
seriously.
that guy that came in and said he was a Fed, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, a federal agent is coming into a fucking room with like 7 people in it on
argue-
Twitch
to
to argue about that. Get out of here.
Trigger the libs.
Well, yeah, what we
I
want
mean,
to
maybe, I don't know. Like, maybe we're overestimating.
Maybe we're-
the you know, the private social life of a Fed, of a retired Fed. Maybe all they have to do is go argue on the internet. I don't know.
and I wish Trump was in prison. He's not.
Yeah, alas.
He's still being worshipped by
Alas, Paul
dumbasses.
RK11. No, he still has. I think I'd say about 20% of Americans still worship him.
Literally worship him.
Yeah, because
he's
they
like
won't,
the Messiah.
They won't hear any criticism or evidence of his bad behavior like we're looking at. They have an excuse for everything. It's really impressive. And oh yes, no, not like you, Quenrich.
Quenrich, we love you.
You're a good person. Everyone in chat right now, I think, is an awesome person.
Yeah, we only have cool guys on here today. Just a few months later, on New Year's
knows?
Eve, several. So look
Trump
at this.
worshiper could come in at any moment.
When Trump bought this building, he put in new management, and apparently the old management had told people that were living in the building that they could like knock down walls and paint and stuff and still not get in trouble. But when
Yeah.
Trump put in new management, he was like, actually, if you've done that, you'll get evicted.
Sure. Classic slumlord strategies.
The renters hired a real estate lawyer known in New York City for being particularly aggressive. They sued Trump and his company, Park South Associates. CNN Money identified at least 2 instances in which New York State judges stepped in to put Trump's lease violation notices on hold. Oh shit. Please take further notice that if you do not cure this violation within 10 days, landlord shall serve you for not less than 1 month prior to the day specified. Provided, however, that nothing herein contains. He did not write that.
No. He has people who write that shit for him.
He's busy snorting Adderall.
Yeah. And committing sexual assault.
Which is something that people who snort Adderall are more likely to do.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a great overview. We don't have to go through all of it.
Yeah, he's a slumlord.
Something, yeah.
Slumlord in the 1980s.
Harassed and abused his tenants.
Listen, I never said I could spell. I'm great at reading, terrible at spelling. In the 1980s, because we can probably have other...
Just say as a slumlord.
Okay.
The whole time he was slumlording. He was pulling the same shit. Nice.
I'm probably doing this the stupid way. I don't know. Replica Fox, tell me if there's an easier way to do this.
I think you're fine.
Okay.
Paul RK11, yeah, there are people of color. There are many who love Trump. The Latin American community, there's a lot of support for Trump. There are a lot of Latin Americans who consider themselves white. You know, I saw a dude, I saw a black guy in my neighborhood in Hollywood, in LA, walking around with a like Trump 2024 shirt on. Like they do exist.
A lot of people who are refugees from Cuba love Trump.
Yeah, because they hate socialism because of their experience with Castro.
Okay, good. Thanks for telling me my way isn't fad. Yeah, I mean, when you study critical race theory, which I actually have studied,
yes,
there is this sort of ideal of reaching toward whiteness, which a lot of times people of color who do support specifically right-wing, bigots, assholes, it is actually a step toward gaining whiteness, so that people who are racist will be more likely to see those people as white. Thank you for the follow.
Thanks, Paul RK11. Good to have you here.
And like this is exactly what happened with the Irish and the Italians.
Yeah, that's
because Irish and Italian people in the United States were not seen as white.
Yeah, when back in the early days of America, when a great many Irish people and Italian people were immigrating, they were literally not counted as white people at the time. Literally, Irish people were often called inside-out Negroes. Because whiteness is just a construct.
It took a lot of sort of eliminating one's own culture. So the Irish people lost a lot of their culture in their sort of journey to become white in the context of America, which a lot of Asian people did too. There was a big influx of Chinese people a long time ago in the United States, and part of the way that Chinese people were not seen as black in the United States was that they would actually be racist against black people. It was like, if we share a common enemy, then we'll get along. So it's just, there's a lot of things that people of color can and will do that will make them seem more white in the eyes of people who are racist.
Yeah, and it's really, I think, just a specific example of a larger phenomenon of just humans trying to fit in.
Exactly. It's like not even so complicated.
No, it's really not that. It's just like humans, generally speaking, are try to fit in more than anything else.
Yeah.
Certainly more than trying to like be themselves authentically. So yeah, like unfortunately, in the pursuit of fitting in, you can do a lot of really gross, toxic shit.
Absolutely.
That's why I think it's a bad goal, generally speaking. Don't try to fit in.
Yes.
Just
try to do
just
the
be
right
yourself
thing.
and be authentic. Well, I mean, yeah, even the right thing is like too
It's
vague.
a little subjective.
Way too vague. Way too vague.
And yes, we are American. Yes. We live in California.
Yes. Yes, we live in Los Angeles. And Quenrich. Yeah, no, well, if only we had International Criminal Court. Yeah. anything. Just like I would be so thrilled, and I'd be so heartened and like filled with hope to see Donald Trump face real consequences for some of his crimes.
Yeah. Any.
Like really, it would be a big vote of confidence for me in the American people and the American legal system if one day we actually get to see Donald Trump in a prison jumpsuit behind bars. That would be a beautiful thing. Sadly, I'm not counting on it. I'm not holding my breath, but it certainly would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ladies and
Gwen
gents.
Rich says it right. Yeah. Right. And yeah, in Europe, we're just normal, not awful people.
Oh, yeah.
But over here in America, we're radical leftists.
We have people that hang out in our chat, too, that are a little further left, at least, like, in that way, than we are.
Sure.
We're not even that radical. Like,
We don't identify as communist.
No.
Even though I think a form of communism is like probably a good goal for the species in the long term, we're very much, we're a little more like, I guess you could call us a little more liberal in the sense that we are considering like what is really the most possible, what's the most pragmatic, the most realistic, and that's why we tend to promote market socialism, because we think that it's far more possible for Americans to be converted to market socialism than to convert them all the way from current modern day capitalism to full communism. I think it's just a bridge too far for most Americans.
well, I definitely can't say that.
Right. Yeah. I won't read out loud, but like, it's basically slang.
Yeah.
It's basically
It's
a
racist.
racial slur,
Yeah.
but it's used a great deal in the Black American community, especially in hip hop culture. It's very common for Black people to refer to each other that way, which I think is their right, and we don't say it.
Just not part of my vocabulary.
Just to be chill. Not that I actually think any word should be legally banned, because I don't, and I just think it's a chill thing to do to make people of color feel safe.
It's literally so easy to not say.
Yeah.
Ever. And
unless like I do think it's okay, like if you're having like a discussion about that word, I do think it can get a little weird, and a lot of Black people say this too. Like it gets a little weird when like you're having a big conversation about the word and you won't say it. I think there are times where it actually makes more sense to just say it for the sake of clarity. But those are rare, very specific instances, generally speaking.
And
Just don't.
It's just there are so many things that we can do that are easy. To just make life a little bit easier for people, and when people don't want to do that easy thing, it's weird.
Yeah. And oh my God, can you imagine if we put Trump on trial like Saddam? That would be quite a sight to see.
I can imagine. Are you doing that? Can you give me more coffee?
Yes.
Can you give me more coffee?
Yeah.
Can you give me a little more coffee? Thank you.
You got it. Maybe I'll try the coffee.
Yeah, try the coffee. You might want to put it through the sieve. Is that what it's called? A sieve?
I think that works.
It's like a sifter, right? Like a thing? I feel like it's called...
It means like a fine...
Because a shiv is like a shiv.
A shiv is a makeshift knife.
Yes. I know that because I play Resident Evil. and The Last of Us. You can't say it because it's a racial slur. It's just, it's specifically used by white people, or was specifically used by white people to be horrible to Black people. Just don't say it if you're white. If you're Black, say whatever you want.
If you're Black, do whatever you want.
If you're Black, go ahead.
I'm just gonna try it. I don't know where this
Try the coffee. Oh my God! Trump filled a cancer patient's apartment with dust. But the alleged harassment dragged on with one elderly couple, Alvin and Catalina Meyer. The elderly woman was dying of cancer and plagued with emphysema, so it was a particularly rude awakening when Trump's construction workers woke her up at 7 a.m. by drilling holes in the ceiling above her head. The construction crew had also set up a workstation in the apartment door, and Mrs. Meyer complained about dust in the air. I'm very sick. I'm a very sick woman battling for my life, she said in court papers. I have begged for reasonableness. This landlord will not be. The landlord will not be reasonable.
That is so fucked up.
Fighting died in the 1900s, then popped up again in 2000. A 17-year-old Carmel. No judge ever ruled that the tenants were being harassed. After all, he did settle, but Trump didn't get his way either. The building remains in place today. Trump's company owns 18 units according
Yeah,
to
because
city
judges
records.
aren't on tenant side.
No.
On the property owner's side.
Did you know what I saw yesterday? It was like a very simplified graph of like the qualifications of all of the Supreme Court justices. Most of them are not qualified. Like most of them. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
I believe it, considering how they tend to make really bad judgments. I mean, Citizens United, like, what an indictment of the Supreme Court that Citizens United passed.
Like, I know it exists. Someone like used this graph, and it was like what they had to. Yeah, this. It was this. Yes. Let's see if I can see that. Yeah, here. Look at this.
Wow.
She is the most qualified person who's getting appointed to the Supreme Court, and people are saying she's not qualified. She is the most qualified.
Well, you know.
Isn't that crazy?
Right-wingers will say anything.
Also, let's talk about how Barrett did not go to an Ivy League law school like the rest of them, and also did not have a public high school education.
I mean, she's so obviously a dumb fuck.
She's
like,
like,
her being on there is probably the biggest joke, more than Kavanaugh, even.
where is he? Yeah, here
He's
he
there.
is.
He's got one more bit of...
The only difference is that he went to an
Experience.
Ivy League law school. That's
Right.
the only difference. They have the same qualifications. Even Sotomayor, has the similar qualifications to other people. I'm curious as to the work experience of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But anyway, Jackson is the most qualified Supreme Court judge who's going to get appointed. So,
That's good to know. So, resident abuse tenants as a slumlord.
what else?
What other wonderful things?
What other funny things?
That's the thing, is there's just so many. We should look up just, I mean, what is it, like 20 some women have accused him? 26 women.
Business Insider. 26 women who have accused Trump of sexual misconduct. At least 26 women since the 1970s. Trump has repeatedly denied accusations, denouncing his accusers as liars. Great. What a fun guy. Trump is
The thing is, and look, like, you know, women do make false accusations. This is
it
on the
happens.
record. You can look up specific examples. It does happen, and it's rare. Mm-hmm. And when 26 women accuse somebody, I mean, who else has been accused by that kind of big number of women? Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, anyone else? Like, I think generally when you get up into the 20s of women accusing you, he probably did at least a couple of them. Not to mention the 13-year-old girl who had an allegation against him.
Against Trump, a 13-year-old?
Yeah. Yeah. I read her story. I mean, it sounded, horrifically believable. And Paul RK11 asked, "Is Biden good?" I mean, in my view, he's not particularly exceptionally. I mean, Biden has screwed up a lot over his political career, especially when it comes to legal system policy. He's done some really bad stuff. I do think he's much better than Trump. I am grateful that he is in office instead of Trump, especially when something like, the Russian war on Ukraine happens. I'm very glad that it's not Trump in there for that. But both of them fall well below my personal standards of what I think a great leader, the traits I think a great leader should have.
So Quenrich sent us some shit about Trump pardoning war criminals.
Ooh, fun.
Ah,
Good
so
link,
Trump
Quinn
backwater
Rich.
pardons erase the line between slaughter and justified wartime violence. So this is a more in-depth analysis of the same thing.
And then this is the
article.
boiled down
Yeah.
article. Cool.
Also, what's a nonce?
Isn't that like just like a dickhead or something?
Yeah, wait, Replica Fuck, what's a nonce?
Oh, it's an acronym? Does not mean dumb. Wait. There are 11 definitions.
Oh, it's a pedo.
Okay, slang for got it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems
Trump,
it seems
there,
likely.
There are allegations. We can say that.
There are definitely allegations that there was a connection between him and Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh,
sure.
yeah, that, yeah. And this 13-year-old who accused him. Or, I mean, she was 13 when the alleged incident happened.
Yes.
She's not 13
yes,
now, but
yes. Okay, so I linked the 26 women accused of sexual misconduct with 26 women.
Oh, sorry, Paul got a Twitch ad right when I was talking about Biden.
Oh, no.
Biden, again, like the quick version, I think Biden's better than Trump. Very happy he's in there instead of Trump, especially when really heavy stuff happens like Russia doing war in Ukraine. And neither Biden nor Trump meet my personal standards for a great leader. Mm-hmm. I was saying, too, that Biden has a really bad record when it comes to legal policy. Like he was instrumental in the policy that said crack cocaine should be that you should receive a greater punishment for using crack cocaine than using regular cocaine, even though they're basically the same drug.
It's the same fucking thing.
It's just like rich white people use the straight cocaine, and then poor black people use the crack. So what that policy ended up doing was just putting tons of poor black people behind bars and letting rich white coke addicts, fuck around willy-nilly. So that's like one example of the kind of policy that Biden put in place, and why I think it's hilarious that now he can go on to TV and do a State of the Union and say, here are all my ideas for the legal system and you should listen to me. Like,
I'm like, no.
Wow, okay, dude. But yeah, so Biden, I don't think he's a great leader, but I do think he's a better leader than Trump.
Trump's Blackwater pardons erase the line between slaughter and justified wartime violence. Trump's misplaced sympathy for the Blackwater contractors undermines the military, U.S. security, and the rule of law, and hands terrorists a weapon. President Donald Trump's grants of full pardons of 4 Blackwater security contractors convicted of murder and other offenses for slaughtering 14 Iraqi civilians in 2007 represents more than failed leadership. His exoneration of American war criminals makes the jobs of U.S. service member harder and degrades national security. These pardons will undermine the respect for rule of law among our armed forces and security contractors entrusted with lethal powers overseas and complicate commanders' efforts to ensure respect for rule of law during military operations. Yeah, this is horrible.
Yeah, this is
the
good poll, Quinn Rich.
Yeah, thank you.
And Paul, when you say that you think 96.56% of what he says he doesn't know what it is, do you mean Biden?
Yeah, because he has a speech impediment.
He does.
And that's a lot of people say that he can't form a sentence because he has a stutter. And that's stupid. And he speaks slowly because of his stutter.
Yeah, I think he's far more disingenuous than ignorant.
He's a politician.
Yeah.
I still can't get over. I don't know how many of you were with us when we watched the State of the Union. I cannot get over that they were like, and freedom for everyone, we swear, and the crowd was like, ah!
I still can't get over
so fucking weird.
I guess I can't get over the applause for we will not let our bridges collapse.
And people were like, ah!
We will perform
crazy.
Routine maintenance on our national infrastructure.
Woo!
Holy shit, wow.
It's so fucking weird. It's just like, oh, good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We will keep roads repaired. Yes, I would hope so. That's like the most
sure
basic
hope it
thing
does.
you're supposed to do as the government.
Yeah, no, it's fucking stupid.
And especially when it's the richest nation on earth. That's
yeah.
the thing. Like maybe a poor nation like that had a windfall of you know, a good economic year being like, we're going to fix our bridges. I could see how that would be a little different. But like the United States of America, the wealthiest, most powerful country on earth, it's like, guess what? We will not let our bridges fall down.
It's like...
Can I get a hand job? Can I get a hand job for that one? Not going to let our bridges fall down. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, really. Quenrich, nice.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't
okay.
hit all my riff
99,
in
Paul.
2009.
Sleep well, Paul.
99,
Good
Paul.
to have you here. We'll see you next time. Yeah, and I agree, Quenrich. No, I don't hate all politicians. And that's, I think you were just speaking of like American. In America, so few of our politicians are decent.
Successful politicians specifically,
Yeah.
because the way to get elected is purely based on finances and how Machiavellian you're willing to be.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And you're talking more about like Washington D.C. politicians
Exactly.
specifically.
I'm not talking about like some guy who like I have a friend of mine named Skylar who is keeps running for state senate on Long Island.
Yeah.
And he's like my age. He's just like a kid who wants to make the world better.
Yeah.
Those kinds of politicians I'm fine with because it's just
Right.
like people who are trying to change it from within the system. But no, I'm talking about people who have power and money.
Yeah.
Wait, Mark met Obama?
Or like, I was going to say too, like I volunteered for a campaign for a local LA city council person, Nitya Raman. And so I'm very much, most like local politicians, I think there are a lot more good ones. So Mark met Obama. How was it? How was he? I'm guessing very polite and charismatic. Also, cool that you ran for office, Quenrich. Good on you.
Yeah. I have respect for people who are like people. That run for
Yeah,
office.
I'm open to the possibility of running for office someday, depending on how things play out. I think I probably have more to contribute as a like media personality and heightener of discourse,
Yeah.
probably, than as a politician. Just because,
I don't think I could be a politician.
well, the thing is, if I were ever to do it, I would be absolutely committed to radical honesty. That's the only way it's interesting to me. So I'm not going to, I would never do the liberal thing of like just trying to say what people want to hear so I get elected. So I think in most elections I wouldn't do very well because I'm not a manipulator. And generally the people who win elections are manipulators. And you never know. I also think that like, I really believe that if a politician or like a president of the United States like really practiced true radical honesty, if every time like if there's some policy that is popular with the American people and is not getting put through in the government, if I were president, I would go on TV and list off the names of the politicians who are blocking it and give out their phone numbers and their emails. That's what I would do.
That's fun.
I'd say, hey, American people, 70% of you want like universal health care. Here are the people who say you can't have it. I'm all for it,
Yeah.
the president. But there are these other people who won't listen to me. So maybe inundate them with phone calls and letters. Maybe even go to their house, throw some horse shit on their windows. Like,
That's the thing.
I don't know what else gets these rich fucks, gets their asses in gear.
I have no moral qualms with defacing the property of horrible people.
No, me neither. None at all.
Sorry, Twitch TOS.
Yeah.
All those party meetings were so exhausting. City level, regional level, state level, and federal speeches, voting speeches.
I mean, it's civil disobedience is
Yeah.
what we're talking about, not illegal.
No.
Civil disobedience is not like you can do something that is, can be seen as, misdemeanor or whatever in that pursuit, but like it still falls under civil disobedience.
There are websites that allow you to mail a bag of shit to someone's house.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah, like if Mitch McConnell gets a big bag of shit
I wonder if
on
he
his
has.
doorstep, I don't
feel
give a
like
fuck.
he has. I feel like
that
there's
guy.
no way that no one has mailed a bag of shit to Mitch McConnell. There's
Yeah.
no way. I feel like some
Yeah.
kid. If Gen Z can get on TikTok and like crash an entire event, I
Yeah.
think someone's mailed some shit to Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, and also Mark about Obama, someone was like, "You're the coolest senator," and he was like, "That's not much of a bar. You can hold me to a higher standard." That's good.
Nice.
Like Obama, I'm so conflicted on Obama because I don't dislike him. You know, like he seems like a generally chill dude who probably would be fun to hang out with. And I'm just so against liberal politics.
Yeah, I agree.
That he's done and said a lot of things that like really stick in my craw. But like I don't dislike the guy. I mean, at least for now, I think he's sincere too. I do think he's trying to make things better. I just think he's very entrenched in the liberal mindset, and in my view, it limits him a bit. And Quenrich, I bet all those meetings, like that's the thing about the real brass tacks of government. A lot of fucking meetings and documents. And Mark, actually, gets rich people's asses in gear. Yeah, right. You thought they're gonna die or lose their voters.
That's the thing. If we just started castrating men, everyone would be awesome. I'm serious.
I don't support that. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Mark. Yeah, that he's going for that, like, that to make change, you got to kind of go bust the system from the inside out. And I don't think that's like totally baseless. I just think we have enough American history now to show how liberal politics, and really beyond American history, but certainly in American history, that how liberal politics sort of pave a way for fascism. Sadly, you can't, like the way liberals, Democrats insist on compromising endlessly with these Republican politicians. It's like, I of course understand the pragmatism of like, that's the way the system is set up, and you have to manifest a certain degree of consensus for anything to get done. And it's just like, you can't negotiate with fascists. It doesn't work. They will just take advantage of you at every turn. And once you give them what they wanted in your attempt to be diplomatic, they'll pretend you didn't, and they'll have a new demand. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't compromise with fascists. There's no safe way to do it.
Article: The Federal Republic of Germany is democratic and social federal state. All Germans shall have the right to resist any person seeking to abolish.
Interesting bit of policy, Quenrich. And Mark, but like coming out of Chicago politics, coming out clean, still married to your wife without going to prison is next to impossible. That's true. Yes.
I lived in Chicago for 4 months and I did not come out clean or still married to my wife.
Yeah. Totally, Mark.
Totally.
And hell yeah, right to resist. Right to resist stupid bullshit? Hell yeah.
Okay. Anybody in chat have any more?
War criminals. So amazing. Okay, so what else? How about the scams with Trump steaks and Trump University?
Oh yeah, Trump steak scam. Damn, I want a fucking steak.
I think the steak scam is less of a scam, but I want to remind myself what the fuck happened with the Trump steaks.
It's a business failure. If you hate Donald Trump, you're really gonna love.
I think we want to look at the one below that. A definitive history of Trump steaks.
Okay.
I think progress is.
All right, we'll see you probably tomorrow, Replica Fox.
Yes, great to have you here again,
sleep.
Replica Fox. Sleep well. Give us snuggle, cuddle, scritchel to Axel for us.
Tell Axel hi. Did you see the picture of Axel in the Discord?
Did I yet? I don't know if I did yet.
I'll show her to
show it to me after stream.
Okay.
It's always much better about the Discord than I am.
Well, if you see the Casey and Zoe thing chatting on social media, it's usually just
It's
Zoe.
usually so.
It's usually Zoe.
But I'll get in there more.
He comes in.
I feel like I'm going to write more on the Twitter.
Yeah. Well, Kate, I feel like you should be in charge of the Twitter.
Yeah, we got to cultivate our just like who we're following, because we could do a lot of segments on here where we just go to Twitter.
Yeah.
And see like what are the political people saying and just discuss off that.
And all the name calling surrounding Donald Trump.
Mail order meat, Quenrich. Doesn't it sound delicious?
Yeah, look at these fucking ugly.
Oof.
They're like gray.
Why are they? And what are they? What cut are they supposed to be?
They look like fillets.
They do look like filet mignon, right?
But that marbling doesn't look like fillet.
No, and the color. I mean, it might just be the photograph, but the color looks really off to me. Is that how it just started happening in Germany?
Steaks. The only steak that I'd be okay getting mailed is an A5 Wagyu from Japan.
Sure, that makes sense.
That I would want mailed to me because I want the actual Wagyu.
Yeah, and did one time. I remember when I lived with my mom up when I was like a teenager up in Laurel Canyon. That one time a door-to-door meat salesman came by.
Those exist.
Yeah, well, he was, and it was like a great deal for like a huge assortment of frozen meat.
Huh.
Like chicken, beef, all different kinds of chicken with different marinades. Like it was all like a big hamburger patties. It was like a whole huge assortment for like what is a ridiculously low price. Like if you had to get those things separately at the supermarket. And I remember my mom went for it. She was like, "This is a good deal," and she got it. We were like eating great meat for a long time. So I guess what I'm saying is door-to-door meat salesman, I can get into that. Meat in the mail, I don't know. Oh, Squenrich says screw Wagyu.
I disagree.
Try local Hohenloher. Hohenloher. I like that. Hohenloher.
Disagree.
Hohenloher beef. One
more time.
Hohenloher. I'd love to try the Hohenloher.
Jesus Christ.
I think I'm saying it right. Squenrich will let me know.
Let's see. Ever heard of Trump steak or Trump vodka? Ew.
Oh, yeah, Trump vodka, yeah.
Take a look at Trump steaks. Trump steaks is gone. You have ruined these companies. It's true that Trump's not one from
We could probably make a little section just titled Business Failures,
Yeah.
right?
Raising the stakes and raising the surface. Trump steaks into good. Second head is commercial spot that running conjunction with steak stale. Trump sitting in front of the others, paraphernalia.
Read. I think.
You don't want me to read quietly to myself on
no, that's not good for stream. Oh, no. Either
You
read
don't
it,
like me
read
reading
it,
silently to myself?
read it, or skip over.
I was trying to find something interesting.
Well, then read silently. Skim silently.
No. Mumbling is my brand. As Americans try to make sense of the man that could someday be president, there seems to be a renewed interest in Trump's lesser-known business ventures. According to Google Trends, which tracks how people on the internet are searching for a certain term, searches for Trump steaks have shot up in the last month, reaching an all-time high in March.
So let's go down. What were Trump steaks actually?
Yeah.
So you strike a relation with Buckhead
Beef. A specialty meat company that was purchased by Cisco, the largest marketer and distributor of food service products in the United States in 1999. According to Jack Saratilli, I hope that's how you say that, a Buckhead Beef sales manager, Trump first approached the company when he opened his first casino in Atlantic City. Buckhead had already been servicing other casinos in Atlantic City, supplying beef for their restaurants, and they began to do the same for Trump.
Wait, go up. 2 years later, on August 6, 2006, Trump filed an application to trademark Trump Steaks. A few months later, in October, the New York Enquirer published a story reporting that Trump had entered into a partnership with Buckhead Beef. Okay, we got it. So go down.
Yeah. We literally sold almost no steak.
So here's selling steaks. The idea of selling steaks, even those bearing the Donald Trump name, seemed instantly odd to Levin. Yes. Let's go down to how did it all go to shit, though?
Licensing agreement unique, so bad licensing agreement. No real accessorium. It's so out of the box. It was a bad idea.
Yeah. The Trump Organization did not return Think Progress's request for comment. And Kathy Hoffman Glosser, the former up a bit, licensing executive for the Trump Organization, also refused to comment. Okay. So he was selling them with a sharper image?
That's so weird. Trump vodka, which has been so successful, it's the number one new launch since many years, over 100,000. Yeah, I was about to say that wasn't an English sentence. It must have been Trump saying that. I think this is going to be exactly there. Wait, let's try to read this sentence one more time as a group. Trump vodka, which has been successful.
Successful.
Sorry, so successful. It's the number one new launch since many years, over 100,000 cases. I think this is going to be exactly there.
Classic Trump talk.
What does that mean? I don't know.
And for people who aren't in the U.S., Sharper Image is like a really... it's like a store where they sell like cool, modern stuff. Like, it's not as big as it used to be. It was huge in like the late 90s, early aughts. So yeah, it's a lot of like silly gadgets. Like it's the kind of place where you'd buy like an Eddie Bauer Ford Explorer boombox. You know, and it was like really weird, like just like things where you're just like, I have too much money and I'm too dumb. Here, give me a thing. Like that was what Sharper Image spent. Or like big massage chairs, you know, or like an air filter that uses magnets.
Yeah, I know Sharper Image as Massage Chair Central.
Yeah. Definitely a good place to go if you want to try out a massage chair.
Yeah, I used to get kicked out of those places.
Yeah.
Because I just sit in the massage chair.
So yeah, kind of a techie place, kind of a gadget place.
It's like it's very like as seen on TV.
Yeah.
Like those weird
or like
products that
as
no
seen in Omni magazine, you know, like as seen in the Scientific American.
The kind of stuff that you would like see on like an airplane catalog.
Yes,
Yeah.
very airplane catalog.
yeah.
That's a good way to describe it. Like just random bullshit.
Yeah,
That
just
looks
some
cool.
fucking unnecessary shit.
Like a golf ball warmer. You know, like just weird shit that you were like, no one needs this.
I'm so sorry. Trump steaks were only available for mail order and range from the classic collection, which cost customers $199 for 2 filet mignons, 2 cowboy bone-in ribeyes, and 12 burgers, to $999 for 24 burgers and 16 steaks.
$200 for 2 filet mignons, 2 cowboy ribeyes,
And 12 burgers. I didn't realize that was all 3. I mean,
That's still
That's
for
still-
uncooked meat.
it's still expensive. But like,
You could spend $200, like.
well, you can buy one A5 Wagyu for like 3 or 4, depending on what cut you're getting.
That's what I'm saying.
But these
So
steaks,
these prices
let's
are
take a
bonkers.
look. Let's look at these steaks, though. I wouldn't pay that much money for them. I really wouldn't. So this is probably the 12 burgers. These are the 2 fillets, and you have the ribeye underneath. This is probably that $199
That makes
box.
sense.
I don't know.
They are
everyone-
thick burgers. I'll give them that.
Yeah, but they cook down.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying, but like a lot of
Yeah.
raw burger patties are much thinner than that. So that's something.
Edible, but not particularly good. Sorry to say what we tried to. Sorry, it's hard to say what exactly made Trump steaks such a poor seller.
You're
It
getting
could
it.
easily be the
You're
Venn
getting it.
diagram of consumers looking to buy hundreds of dollars worth of frozen steaks, and shoppers at the Sharper Image has little to no overlap.
So it's like you filled out a form at the Sharper Image to get it to come in the mail.
That's so crazy.
What's the thing? Like I don't remember Sharper Image ever selling food in any
$50.
context.
So this is a better thing. $50 a pound is how much he was selling these steaks for, which is like, come on.
That's bonkers. What steak is
on.
worth $50 a pound?
Wagyu. That's it.
Maybe if it came from like a talking cow, it would be worth.
Trump said, the world's greatest steaks, ... in every sense of the word, by far the best tasting, most flavorful beef they've ever had. I don't know about that. I want to try. I remember there was like a
You
video.
want to try a Trump steak?
Like, I'm curious. I because I want to see if they're bad.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious too.
I remember watching a video on YouTube of some guy trying Trump steaks, and he was like, "They're so bad."
Yeah,
He was like, "There's like, it just was like rubbery and stupid, like not worth the money."
I believe it.
Like if you were getting that at like a Texas Roadhouse, sure.
Yeah. So let's do our section
Trump
for
business,
Trump business
failures.
failures.
Multiple business.
Or how about this to make it more specifically why he's bad? Claims to be a brilliant businessman, despite numerous failures.
Yeah,
Or how about despite consistent failure?
that's funny.
Because a few failures, you should any great pursuit, you're gonna fail. You know, failure is part of the process. But Trump, like, basically is exclusively started bad businesses. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Now,
No.
Trump University. Also, there's probably a good article. Probably someone's already done like a compilation of Trump's business failures.
Yeah, let's see. Trump
Yeah, Trump University is a great one. Hey, there you go. Donald Trump's 13 biggest business failures. Rolling Stone. Great.
Trump
See?
Airlines. Hold on. I'm gonna put this at the top,
Yeah.
and then we do more. Put this right. No, stop. This here, like that.
Nice.
Okay, Trump using University. Here we go.
Top 13.
Trump Airlines. Trump Beverages.
Bovine University. Yeah, good question, Quen Rich. He definitely filed for bankruptcy multiple times.
Gross. Trump the game? What?
Oh, yeah, you don't know Trump the game. Oh, yeah, let's watch.
No.
Blow it up.
My new game is Trump, the game. Where you deal for everything you want to own. Because
Wait. I want to hear what he says again.
My new game is Trump the game.
It is awful. Wait.
the game where you deal
Go
for
back
everything
further,
you
Zoe.
ever
Not far
want.
enough.
The game. My new game is Trump, the game. Trump, the game where you
Oh my fuck.
deal for everything you ever
Eric, are
wanted
you
to
sure
own.
you want Death
Because
Stranding to be the next game we play?
Yeah,
Not-
we should be playing
Not Trump the game?
Come on. Wait, what? How do you play?
Play it.
It's not whether you win or lose, it's whether you win. Yes! Play Trump.
It's not whether you win or lose, it's whether you win.
Oh no.
Game from Milton Bradley.
Oh,
I
or
think you'll-
Sifu. I think Sifu's cheaper.
Yeah.
Sifu we could get sooner.
Yeah. That's the fighting game, right?
But we will also do Death Stranding eventually.
Like it. Mr. Trump's proceeds from
We
Trump
want
the
to
game will be
honor.
Mr. Trump's tribute will be donated to charity. Do you think that it was?
I'm sure we could look it up.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Both are good.
Like they sold like five Trump games.
Yeah, all 5.
donated to charity.
Be donated to charity. Love that voiceover guy.
The game sold 800,000 copies only.
Wait, but I want to see all the failures. What was 1 and 2?
I know, but I'm curious about this. Well, this was airlines and beverages.
Okay,
245
Trump
million.
Airlines. Trump got 240 million. Can you blow it up a little bit for the folks at home? There we go. That's great.
That's good.
I think that's good. Yeah. 98. Trump took out a $245 million loan to purchase the planes and routes of Eastern Air Shuttle. He slapped a Trump decal and some gold bathroom fixtures on the commuter planes that flew between New York, Boston, and Washington, D.C. But customers were not charmed. 2 years after he launched Trump Shuttle, the airline wasn't making enough money to even cover the $1 million monthly interest payment on his loan. Trump ultimately defaulted, surrendering ownership of the airline to his creditors.
I'm gonna list these on.
Yeah,
on
I think
our
that's
thing.
good.
Trump Airlines, and if we have like specific articles, we can do that too.
Yeah, totally.
Trump Airlines. Okay, let's see.
Trump beverages. Perhaps you're aware of Trump
Ice.
Not aware. One of the purest natural spring waters bottled in the world. According to the Trump's website. The line of water, which is bottled by a third party.
So stupid.
And this is what really like, because to me, I think what's also fascinating about Trump is he is so the pinnacle, the epitome of a shitty capitalist. Like his behavior
Right.
so embodies what I hate about capitalism, which is this thing of like he's never done a single thing.
No, he just
Himself.
puts his name on shit that other
He
people.
hires other people
Yeah.
to do things and then says, put my name on it
And give me money.
and give me the profits.
It's so fucking
Like that,
gross.
this is the exact shit we are opposed to. Like crystallized is rich
This
people.
is bad capitalism.
Yeah,
this
rich
is capitalism
people-
that's working.
Yeah, rich people just like goofing around with their money, paying other people to do shit, taking the profits when there's profits, and ditching the consequences when there are consequences.
Isn't that the American way? Fake it till you make it.
many cases-
read about Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah.
And that's a case of faking it till you making it, costing people their lives.
Yes. And she was very inspired by Thomas Edison, who was someone who faked it till he made it and actually pulled it off
Made it,
in a
yeah.
couple cases. Like he announced that he had invented the light bulb before he invented the light bulb or the effective filament. And then, it was all like marketing and just like praying that they'd figure it out. And then they did actually figure out the filament just in time. to deliver on the actual invention. So a lot of Americans, including Elizabeth Holmes, look to that as like, that's how you do it. You just talk a bunch of bullshit, and things will work out. And obviously, it takes a little more than that. So anyway, so bottled water, which is like a big, like a big scam in and of itself. How America shifted away from having just like well-maintained tap water to corporations selling bottled water. So it's a scam on top of a scam.
Yeah.
But Trump's other forays into the beverage
the
market
water was good.
have been less successful. No, the water did well?
Yeah, the water did well, but the rest of the beverages did not.
Interesting.
Non-alcoholic beverages.
Trump Fire was trademarked in 2004, but it does not appear to have ever made it to market. Oh, well. Trump trademarked the name Trump Power at the same time. The only three remaining of either are the trademark applications that were abandoned in 2006. The same goes for Trump's American Pale Ale.
Trump's American Pale Ale? Ew.
Wow. Okay, so
Trump the game.
The water did okay. He managed to pull off selling people water.
I wanna look up.
Trump the game.
Did profits from Trump the game
Go to charity.
Yeah, go to charity. Here we go. There's no sign that he ever did. Here we go. I'm acting as an agent of charities. A gaggle of reporters. From Trump perspective, all the profits we make will go towards charity. Trump said rolling gold-plated dice.
That's a rolling gold-plated dick.
Let's see. Be the game for the 90s. Oh my god. 18 months. Sold more than 800,000 copies. His donations to charity from the game, Trump said, had been around 1 million. On store shelves, however, the game was a disappointment. Still, 800,000 games at 25 each is 20 millions in sales. So where did Trump's proceeds go? The Huffington Post on Friday put this question to Trump lawyers, to an executive vice president at the Trump Organization, and to his presidential campaign spokeswoman. No one responded.
Of course.
HuffPost also contacted Hasbro, the parent company of Milton Bradley, attempting to confirm that Trump's claim of 800,000 games sold. There was no immediate response. So either they didn't sell that many, or he kept most of the money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as soon as he said we're donating it to charity, I was like, that's bullshit.
Let's add this link
Yeah.
to reference that the charity was bullshit.
Trump the game. All proceeds go to charity.
Yep, Greenwich. Yep, Theranos. That's such a wild story.
Okay, let's see. What else?
It's a good little document we got coming together.
This is fun. Trump casinos.
Oh,
yeah, well, I
yes,
definitely don't know this one. I'm
yes.
gonna put that on the list.
Look out, you moved the all proceeds go to charity.
Ah, I ruined everything.
There you go.
Filed for bankruptcy.
And actually, since you have Trump beverages on there, can you put in parentheses except for the water, so we remember that did okay?
Swept.
They sweeped.
Except for the water.
Nice.
Okay.
Trump has filed for bankruptcy on his Atlantic City properties alone 3 times. First was the Trump Taj Mahal in 1991, which was $3 billion in debt after just 1 year in operation.
What?
Impressive.
Whoa, no.
I wish I could run up $3 billion of debt in 1 year.
What are they spending
that would be
$3
fun.
billion on? Holy fuck.
He was back in bankruptcy court in 2004, and not just for the Trump Taj Mahal, but for the Trump Marina and Trump Plaza casinos, which, along with a riverboat casino in Indiana, had a debt burden of some $1.8 billion. After the bankruptcy, Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts reorganized as Trump Entertainment Resorts Incorporated. 4 years later, Trump Entertainment Resorts missed an interest payment on a $53.1 million bond. The company declared bankruptcy, and this time Trump stepped down as its chairman.
Wow.
Yowza. Now on to Trump Magazine.
Trump launched his eponymous? What does that mean?
Eponymous.
What does eponymous mean?
You know, I forget the exact definition.
I'm
Why
gonna
don't you
look
look
it
it up?
Eponymous.
I feel like it's somewhere in the neighborhood of infamous.
Of a person giving their name to something.
okay,
Named
eponymous.
after someone. Okay, got it.
Got it.
Cool. Reinventing a publication that had previously been called Trump Style and Trump World. Oh, God, narcissism.
Trump style.
I'm like disgusted. That gives me the ick. His idea was to cash in on the booming advertising market for yachts and other high-end commodities. The timing, of course, couldn't have been worse for a magazine, particularly one dependent on luxury advertising. It didn't survive the financial crisis.
Funny timing.
Okay.
Trump magazine.
So stupid. Trump Mortgage. Start a mortgage company.
I think it's a great time to start a mortgage company.
Disgusting.
Quote unquote.
Ugh.
The real estate market is going to be very strong for a long time to come.
What year was that?
2006. Like the fact, like people trust this guy. People put like their deepest faith. Like 20% of Americans put their deepest faith into this fucking dumb fuck liar asshole.
Fuck.
It's amazing.
Disgusting.
In reality, the market had already begun deflating at that point. We
'Cause he's
collapsed
an
in a matter of
idiot.
months. And he's a liar, you know? Like, he didn't necessarily believe that. He says whatever the fuck will sell
stuff.
his bullshit.
Yeah.
At the time, Trump blamed the failure on the executives who run the company. Well, maybe if you actually did something, Trump, you could maybe be better. It wouldn't be. He had tapped E.J. Writings for the company's CEO position. The company's website boasted Writings as having been a, quote, top executive of one of Wall Street's most prestigious investment banks, unquote. But Money Magazine later found he had just 6 months of experience as a stockbroker before he went to work a small mortgage company. Trump Mortgage shuttered in September 2007. According to the Washington Post, the company never paid a $298,274 judgment it owed a former employee, nor the $3,555 it owed in unpaid taxes.
Disgusting. Yucky.
So there you go. Let's add Trump Mortgage to the list.
Oh, wait, I already did that. Yeah.
You already got the link. Amazing. What a
Trump
legacy.
steaks we got.
What a legacy.
Trump's travel site,
Go for it.
like many of his business ventures, GoTrump.com
GoTrump.com.
was a gaudier version of an existing product.
No. What? Trump took something that already existed and just added a fucking coat of gold paint? Oh my god.
The travel booking website Travelocity. No, it launched in 2006 to low expectations. Henry Hartevelt?
Hartevelt, probably.
Of Forrester Research told the Washington Post it was a vanity site that wouldn't make much money. He was right. It folded in 2007. Trump never gave up the URL, though. Today it directs back to his campaign website.
Wow. That's amazing.
Oh my god. Where are we going? The Lincoln Project. Oh! Look at that. The Lincoln Project. took over.
GoTrump.com links to the Lincoln Project? Holy shit. That is so
That's so
Wait,
funny.
wait, how? I'm very confused. Because the Lincoln Project is anti-Trump.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so they claim.
Just go Trump link to the Lincoln Project.
I bet, Quenrich, yeah. It is, yeah. No, like, no one can beat Trump when it comes to debt. Eric suggested
anything.
organizing them in order of descending egregiousness.
Okay, yeah,
I think
smart.
that makes
I'll
sense.
go back and do that in a bit.
Yeah, first we'll
doesn't
just
even say
amass
why.
everything. Then we can figure out what's the worst.
GoTrump.com here. Let's see if it got updated. So starting in 2016, it redirected to DonaldJTrump.com. An unknown time between 2016 and 2022, the URL was purchased by the Lincoln Project, where the
Okay.
URL redirects the website to their homepage.
Okay, so it was a move by the Lincoln
Cool,
Project
cool,
to
cool,
bring
cool.
Trump
So they just like
fans.
snatched it as soon as he couldn't pay anymore.
Okay. I mean, that's a strategy.
Cool. Let's say GoTrump.com. Where is it? Okay. Trump. What is it? Travel site. GoTrump.com. Trump's comms company. Trump registered a trademark for TrumpNet
TrumpNet.
under the category of corporate telephone communication services in 1990. Whatever it was going to be, it never got off the ground. The trademark was abandoned in 92. So this was just didn't even happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna put that in. It didn't even happen. Trump Tower, Tampa.
The 52-story Trump Tower in Tampa wasn't conceived of or proposed or drafted up by Donald Trump. He just sold the use of his name to developers of the $300 million condo project for a cool $2 million. I believe this is where he's made the majority of his profits over his
Just
career.
selling his
is just licensing his name to
Disgusting.
other people's
Disgusting.
projects. They in turn collected down payments from individual buyers drawn in by the Trump mystique. After the project went belly up in 2008, it listed 2 scale models and some office furniture worth a grand total of $3,500 as its only assets in bankruptcy court. Buyers sued Trump for misleading them. He eventually
shit.
settled in some cases for as little as $11,000, with
Wow.
plaintiffs who had lost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, it's a $300 million. Wow.
Yeah, that's really bad.
That's bad. Trump University. We already have that on here. Let's see.
Yes.
Trump University was a series of wealth-building seminars for which students paid as much as $34,995 for mentorships that would supposedly get them access to Trump's secrets of success. Instead of the hand-picked instructors Trump promised, the seminars were delivered by motivational speakers, often without degrees and sometimes criminal records.
I want to tell everybody out there right now, no course is worth $35,000.
That's an entire degree.
Yeah, no like weekend business seminar will ever be
Oh my
worth
fuck.
$35,000. And the fact that there are so many Americans, or not so many, but certainly some who went to
They
this,
think
right?
they'll be millionaires when they do
Well, but
this.
if they have 35 grand to pay for mentorships, they're already rich. Like, I feel like this is for like that's what's fascinating to me about this, that there are I don't know how many people actually signed up for this, and it says paid as much as 35,000. So obviously there were tiers, but like the fact that there were anybody, that you can be someone who has $35,000 of disposable money sitting in your bank and be stupid enough to sign up for Trump to teach you. Like, to me, it's just it's yet another indictment of
so
the
stupid.
common American claim of a meritocracy. If it was a meritocracy, anyone stupid enough to give Donald Trump $35,000 would never have $35,000. The mere fact that there are people rich enough to pay for this who thought it was a good idea goes to show how stupid a very quote-unquote successful person can be. Oh, wow. Good deal, Quenrich.
What happened?
Sold the URL for his former World of
Oh,
Warcraft
shit.
guild for €300.
$300. Trump vodka, success distilled. To quote its press materials, appeared in 2006. Trump said at the time, "I fully expect the most called for cocktail in America to be the TNT or the Trump and tonic." The liquor flopped. Maybe. Oh, and he said that this was super successful, which it wasn't. The liquor flopped, maybe in part because of Trump's reputation as a
Teetotaler.
What's that?
He doesn't drink. He doesn't drink alcohol.
Oh, that's right. He just snorts Adderall.
He just snorts Adderall and eats McDonald's burgers.
Didn't inspire a lot of confidence.
Gets
in his
stronger with
nicely
each
thought out
passing day.
His trademark was abandoned in 2008, and the liquor was out of circulation by 2011. That's so stupid. Well, Trump-fed beverages, this is under here.
Yeah, we can consider that a Trump beverage.
Lost future earnings from calling Mexicans rapists. Trump's kiss-
Which also we should get a specific link for him
to
calling
yeah, I'm not going to
Mexicans
put that on
rapists.
the failed business section.
Or to be specific, saying that Mexico sends us their worst people intentionally and consistently.
I'm losing some contracts. Who cares, people? They're politically weak and they want to be politically correct. For instance, he was dumped by NBC, the home of Trump's beloved Apprentice franchise.
Took him long enough.
There were Trump's,
NBC.
yeah, honestly, there were Trump's cologne brands, such as a Success by Trump and Empire by Trump, which were sold exclusively by Macy's until both the retailer and the cologne maker would drop the mogul.
Cologne.
That's so stupid. Likewise, Macy's continued Trump's line. Discontinued Trump's lines of menswear, which it had carried for 11 years. According to his financial disclosure, it brought in between $1 million and $5 million, not the kind of money a man who once cashed a 16-cent check would spit at.
You know about that little anecdote?
No.
Click on that link.
What? What? Trump probably denies he ever signed a... What? That's so crazy. Wait, so he... That's so silly. This has 13 cents.
Yeah, so that's why they're saying maybe that's that Trump was splitting hairs.
Mm-hmm.
The dude likes money, like more than anything, including humans.
Yeah.
And
well,
quite
that's
rich,
and like
very
that's
common
the
scam.
thing. Like people are so all about like how he's a great businessman. Even if he were, I wouldn't want to be led by someone who cares about money that much.
No. I think the nation should be led by a great parent, not a great business person.
So stupid.
Should be led by like a social worker, someone who has devoted their life to managing and cultivating and empowering communities, not making profits.
Okay, what is this? Number 9. Number 9.
What was the one we just?
The rapists.
Wait, what? Which one?
Calling Mexicans rapists.
Oh
and
yeah.
criminals.
The saying racist shit about Mexican people. Said Mexico intentionally and consistently sends us its worst people.
Sends us its worst people.
Yeah. Or sends its worst people to America. You know, like I don't even like his word.
Okay, let's see. Trump, Mexico, comments.
All the times Donald Trump insulted Mexico. Can you blow this up a bit?
Yes.
Nice.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some I assume are good people. Yeah, I've seen this one.
Why don't you put that quote in the document?
Yeah.
And some, I assume, are good people.
So disgusting.
And then Trump worshippers are like, he said they're good people.
Yeah, honestly.
Can't you listen?
Have you ever read a book?
Do you have ears?
I remember when I was in school and we would do like popcorn reading, and it was always those like right-winger boys, like those white boys. They'd get like their turn in popcorn reading and they'd be like, Donald Trump kicked off. Like, I don't know why the boys in school couldn't read a sentence out loud.
Well, you know, it is pretty, at least as I understand, uncommon. Because I remember, it reminds me of a time when I was working as a copywriter at this ad agency, and like, I kind of assumed, you know, most people read, like people who can read can like, you know,
Read out
look at a
loud.
document and just read out loud smoothly, and a lot of people struggle with that. So I think it's important to be, you know, I don't want to be like poo-pooing on people
can't read
who
out loud.
struggle with reading, because
It just seems like the
Yeah.
people who struggled with it, in my experience, the most were always the same type of person.
I think the issue you're pointing to is that, like, it's frustrating that certain right-wingers who do struggle with reading will then act like they know things better than people who are better at reading. You know,
Like
and to me,
a
it's
couple
not.
of actors.
Well, it's not about like one is good and one is bad. It's just about like be present to your strengths and weaknesses. Like, you know, like I am excellent at reading and writing, and there's a tons of other stuff that I'm not like, you know,
Totally.
fucking put me in a you know a baseball game. You know, like maybe I'll get some lucky hits, but I'm not going to do very well. Like, at least, especially put me up against like good baseball players, I'll be fucked.
I think someone's knocking.
Okay, I'll go check.
Okay, we're back.
Hey everybody, we're back. Oh my gosh. This randomly a guy from the health department stopped by to check out, and
Is this because of multiple complaints, do you think?
I think so. Well, yeah, we contacted. Suffice to say, there have been a lot of issues on my property. The landlords are dickheads who love to do the bare minimum, love to cut corners. They bought this property several years ago, and they had hoped to kick all of the current tenants out so they could flip all the units and charge twice as much. And I'm one of those pesky tenants. One of those pesky tenants who just keeps finding ways to stay here at the old price. So they don't like me very much. Not to mention that I tend to write very strongly worded letters to them.
Yeah, strongly worded. That's the
Zoe's heard them.
that's the word I would use.
You know, never cross the line, anything, illegal, but I read them the riot act, let's say. And Blatjevich, yes, I've explained to them, actually in my last letter to them, I explained to
you
them
did.
how they're parasites, that they're parasitic middlemen who contribute nothing to society. I'm guessing that probably didn't make it past the person they pay to read their email. But it's still, you know, I always feel like even if it doesn't make it to them, maybe I can engender a little class consciousness in whoever happens to read the email. But yeah, so guy from the health department just happened to stop by right now, and I was like, oh shit, let me take advantage of this. And I showed him all the repairs they've been stonewalling me about, and now he's in the loop. I got his info, direct contact info, so I now got my guy Matt at the health department, and I'm just gonna keep holding these shitty landlords' feet to the hottest fires I can find, because fuck them.
Amazing. Also, Blatjevich, welcome. I don't know if you're just joining, but we're making a Google Doc about all of the ways Trump is a bad person.
Well, because so many times we've had Trump worshippers come in and be like, what? Trump is bad? How?
Well, it's about 5 p.m., so they're coming.
Yeah.
They usually come around 5:30.
We're like, for our reference, we want to have like a good overview, so we're not just pulling shit off the top of our head.
And we figured we'd do it with you guys.
Yeah. Oh, and
Because this shit's hilarious.
Chad has been very helpful
Hilarious.
with shouting out Trump's many crimes throughout his life. Seems to be all he's done is commit crimes against humanity
And be bad.
for profit, nonstop.
Well, yeah, the big one that we dealt with before, which Blatjevich, I think you were here, is this guy was like, well, these are personal attacks.
Right.
And my thought against that is like, so it doesn't matter that he's a bad person?
Well,
Like,
the
it's
issue
okay
is,
that he's
yeah,
a bad person?
not to mention that they're not personal attacks.
They're not.
Chronicling shitty stuff a person has done is not just like a personal attack. I mean, I guess I can see from a
we'll
certain
send you a
point of
link.
view. Yes, yeah, right, great, awesome. Yeah, we want to make this link available. But yeah, it's wild. I mean, I'm learning new things too. Because,
All of these failed business ventures were funny.
yeah, like how can Trump has done so many terrible things since he was like 20 years old. It's there's a lot to chronicle.
Well, yeah, and I'm thinking like I remember when he was like making fun of the disabled reporter. Mm-hmm. That's one, but
which is gross. To me, it's one of the weaker examples.
It's a weaker,
'cause
exactly.
It's like,
that's why I'm not like, let's put it on.
yeah.
Okay, so here's what we have so far. We have stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from sick children. He took out 4 full-page ads encouraging the death penalty in New York and falsely accusing the Central Park Five of rape. Bragged about sexual.
Or and maybe how can we word that to make it? Well, because he did accuse them in his speaking on it at the time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Bragged about sexually assaulting women, enacted a bigoted travel ban against Muslims, harassed and abused tenants as a slumlord, accused of sexual misconduct by 26 women, hardened war criminals, claims to be a brilliant businessman despite consistent failures, and we have a bunch of examples, and said Mexico intentionally and consistently sends its worst people to America. Those we have so far.
I love Mark Trump is walking, talking capitalist plot armor. It's very true.
Here's like the perfect example of a capitalist.
Yeah, he was just born into wealth, and he does nothing but fuck up and ruin shit, and just gets richer and richer along the way.
But he's like not that rich.
Well, he's rich
now,
enough,
right? Because he's so indebted.
But like that's the thing about rich people is like they can have this massive debt and still be rich because it's all like these. They have all these, strategies and financial devices to keep their money moving around.
Right, he can have all this money in the bank that he can use
Yeah.
and still be in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild.
Cool. Okay, what else?
What else?
He doesn't pay his workers and contractors. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and what about? Wasn't there something about racism with his employees?
Yeah,
in
let's
the
see.
80s and 90s.
Trump not paying contractors. USA Today. Hundreds allege Donald Trump doesn't pay his bills.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Is that good?
Yeah. Hundreds allege.
I just want to make sure his bills means okay. He cast himself as a protector of workers and jobs, but USA Today network investigation found hundreds of people's carpenters, dishwashers, painters, even his own lawyers who say he didn't pay them for his work.
I've read a little about this before. It's crazy. So this is a good little anecdote it starts with.
Yeah, I've read about this one.
During the Atlantic City casino boom in the 1980s, Philadelphia cabinet builder Edward Friel Jr. landed a $400,000 contract to build the bases for slot machines, registration desks, bars, and other cabinets at Harrah's at Trump Plaza. Or Harrah's? I don't know. The family cabinetry business, founded in the 1940s by Edward's father, finished its work in 1984 and submitted its final bill to the general contractor for the Trump Organization, the resort's builder. Edward's son, Paul, who was the firm's accountant, still remembers the amount of that bill more than 30 years later, $83,600. The reason? The money never came. Quote, that began the demise of the Edward J. Friel Company, which has been around and it's like that's so horrible that like he just obliterated this little family business just to skip out on one fucking bill. Donald Trump often portrays himself as a savior of the working class who will, quote, protect your job. But a USA Today network analysis found he has been involved in more than 3,500 lawsuits over the past 3 decades, and a large number of those involve ordinary Americans, like the Friels, who say Trump or his companies have refused to pay them. At least 60 lawsuits, along with hundreds of liens, judgments, and other government filings reviewed by the USA Today network, document people who have accused Trump and his businesses of failing to pay them for their work. Among them, a dishwasher in Florida, a glass company in New Jersey, a carpet company, a plumber, painters, 48 waiters, dozens of bartenders, and other hourly workers at his resorts and clubs coast to coast, real estate brokers who sold his properties, and, ironically, several law firms that once represented him in these suits and others. Now, I'd like to copy this and put that in the doc.
I was just going to say.
That's a good little chunk of specific data.
Among them, let's see, just this whole paragraph.
Yeah, the whole paragraph. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in a small text. Okay, so we would say
so that if the main thing would be Trump, he fails to pay, or chooses not to pay, skips out on his bills, whatever you want to say.
Doesn't pay workers.
Doesn't pay people who work for him. How about that? Nice and simple.
Yeah.
What have you done?
I F11'd it.
F11 it.
Ah! Okay. Let's see. Not fold. Paste. Perfect.
And let's also get the link up there.
Yep. I got you.
Hell yeah.
Nope, that's not it.
There we go.
Copy.
And it's funny. I wonder, like, I see people coming in and out throughout this. We started
I've seen a
doing
lot
this.
of people coming in and leaving.
And I've seen no right winger try to confront us on this stuff today. So I wonder. Is it just chance that no Trumpies are stumbling in
Because
today?
usually we can't fucking get rid
Or
of
do
them.
or do they see? Are they coming in and seeing the citing of very specific facts and running away? Because
Well,
how are you going to try to defend Trump when we are building such an airtight case?
so he does it, and then race. Let's see racism in the workplace. I'm curious about this one. Trump
Yeah, and yet really, like it's just
racist.
so many of these Trump worshipers, what they claim their values are, like really, it should matter to them that he's not paying his employees. Vlajevic's right. There's an eject button, yeah.
But they're funny.
We yeah.
We don't care. Well, so what we're thinking of starting to do, Blatjevig, is when people come in and they're saying a bunch of shit, I'm prepared to be like, come join our Discord voice channel. I want to listen to your voice.
Yeah, I'd like to have more conversations.
Also, it's just like it's good content. Honestly.
It is.
But yeah, like
But
I'm prepared because like I just like. I don't care if they're assholes to me and Casey.
Yeah.
I care if they're assholes to the chat.
Exactly.
That's what will get people banned. And of course, if they're fucking racist.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't care if you're assholes to us.
Well, I just want to have conversations with people.
I do too.
I disagree with, even if they're not going to be. Because there are some, I mean, it's frustrating because there have been some right-wingers who've come in who have actually been able to, like, have a decent back and
Yeah,
forth.
it's not never happened.
It's not never happened, and it seems like a lot of those people, we've discovered, get their channels banned.
We have had, like, several.
17.
Right?
About 17
17
specific examples you've found.
Of people who were right-wingers who came onto our channel, talked to us like normal people because we came in good faith, followed us, and then had their accounts banned for community guideline stuff.
So it's
Which
like
means go ahead.
Even when we managed to manifest like a healthy line of communication with a right-winger that maybe could lead them in a to a healthier mindset,
they're going on someone else's channel
being a dickhead and getting kicked off Twitch. So it's like, how do you do that?
Well, then I also don't necessarily think it's impossible that like other left-wing channels.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
Discord
I didn't know that was actually a thing, Bot.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'd be down
Discord
to
or
do
ban.
But
Discord or ban. I like that phrase.
it's just like because I love the politics tag. Like we've met people like you on here. We met really cool people. We met
Lots of cool
Quenrich
people.
here.
Did we meet Replica Fox?
No, Replica Fox we met during Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight, okay.
I remember where we met.
Zoe's really good at
all
remembering all that.
152
I'm not.
people on there. I know exactly when they followed. Because I'm a lesbian.
Her lesbian powers.
It's my lesbian powers. I remember fucking everything except what I ate for breakfast. But yeah, it's like it's ridiculous, but I also don't think it's impossible that like left-wingers will report all right-wing people coming in. Like I don't think that that's impossible.
Yeah.
That if someone comes into your chat saying like, "I love Trump," instead of talking to them like we normally would, where a left-winger would just be like, "Report to channel."
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that that's a possibility.
It is possible. Blatjevig.
I'm not a couple can't. Yeah.
Interesting,
Oh,
Blatjevig.
nice.
Very interesting. Yeah, no, it makes sense with what we've experienced. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I saw a couple of people who actually did follow us because I try to make a pretty big point of like watching other people's channels too.
Yeah.
But I was watching and someone who I recognized from our channel was in there like all hail Putin. Like it was weird. And he was like
Yeesh.
talking normal with us.
Yeah.
And he went in there and was being like very weird. Like it was I don't understand.
Well, it's like I think it's always like the more they get called stupid, the more like wound up they get, and the more they just start attacking Yeah, but that's wild.
Yeah. Following fact-checked article 716. So this is a fact check on whether or not he was being racist.
Yeah. And it's interesting, too, I'm just realizing in this discussion, like, are there liberals on Twitch? Are there
Like,
any liberals?
or you mean only leftists and right-wingers?
It seems like it's only leftists and right-wingers. I don't think...
I feel like Destiny is kind of liberal.
Oh, well, yeah, Destiny is totally liberal. Yeah, well, yeah, there definitely must be some liberal streamers. Because, yeah, obviously Destiny is extremely liberal.
But, like, not that I've seen. I see, like, some leftists and I see some...
Yeah. It just kind of hit me. Like, no one's ever come in and been like, well,
Biden's doing great!
Yeah, no, I haven't seen, no one's come in like, yes, Biden.
I love Obama! No,
Yeah.
it's never that.
But anyway, so this is another good thing to add to the list.
Yeah, during a presidential, promoting the does. So this is just like his racism.
And maybe we should do
examples.
another search to see who else do a collection of bad things, because I'm sure other people have made these lists,
Vox, Trump's long history of racism from the 1970s.
Okay, that's
to
a good thing to link to.
2020.
Let's look at that. Yeah.
Gross.
Basically, whatever if Trump ever says something extreme, you can just assume the exact opposite.
Well,
is
that's
true.
what narcissists do.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time they point the finger at someone else for doing something, or like vehemently say, is that how you say the word? Vehemently?
Vehemently.
Vehemently?
Vehemently. I
Yeah,
think.
well, that word, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Denies that they do something, that's almost always an admission of guilt.
Yeah. Generally. And yeah, Bloody yeah. So Destiny and the Young Turks, right? Are also
yes.
liberal.
Are they Twitch people?
I think they've got a Twitch channel, right? I haven't watched it, but I think they do. Twitch presence.
Okay, let's see. If you ask Donald Trump, he isn't racist.
Right. Campaign trail, repeatedly made explicitly
Right.
racist and otherwise bigoted remarks. Yes, we got some of that. Stereotyping a black reporter, pandering to white supremacists. Yes.
Making a joke about the Trail of Tears. I don't know about this. Oh, yes. That's right. When Elizabeth Warren did that stupid thing, it was like, I'm Native American, I swear. And she's like, 1%.
Yeah. And even though like Trump worshippers never take it seriously, we probably should have a bullet point for specifically when he acted like white supremacists were comparable to everyone
What
else.
is it? Good people on all sides?
Yeah, good people on both sides.
The Chinese virus. Well, duh. The Kung flu.
Yes.
So stupid. Let's see. I think it's just the bi followers.
Mr. Badass 666. The coolest guy just came in here.
Hold on, I'm looking at this link right now. Ukraine crisis. What you're not being told.
Oh, so it's not by followers.
Send this to your triple vaccinated Ukrainian flag waving friends and family. Wait, I'm like a little curious.
But by Jove.
I think that guy who came and posted it just came and left. So
Yeah.
bye.
So
just going around like dropping little
congratulations.
nuggets of truth.
Congratulations,
that everyone's fucking...
Mr. Badass 666. You sent it to some Vax pigs, and we checked it out.
Hi, Ivysaur.
And yeah, pretty mixed bag. What's up, Ivysaur? Welcome. Okay, so this. All right, so we're in this Vox article, which is a good
here we go.
overview
Yes.
of Trump's racism. I mean, I feel like we can just kind of link this. Jeez, Ivysaur, I thought that Mr. Badass 666 was the coolest guy, but now that I see this typed out, I don't know. Now Mr. Badass 666 seems kind of lame
Honestly,
in comparison.
get a better username. Be cooler.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, the pandering. Well, we said let's put a bullet point specifically for referring to white supremacists as good people.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, hold on. He is a racist.
And Ivy Sources, you're just joining us. If you weren't here earlier, we are because we've had over the times we've gone into the politics tag, we often have Trump worshippers come in and be like, Trump is bad? How is he bad? And we'll like pull some things off the top of our head. But I've often been frustrated that I didn't have the full list of terrible things he's done. Yeah, no, we did not make that up, Ivy. Sorry.
No, someone came in and
with that. So we're building a Google Doc.
Look at it. It's so cute.
Just so that, in the future when a Trump worshiper says, how can you say Trump is bad? That's cuckoo. We can just go right to our list and say,
everything has a source.
You don't think all this stuff is bad? What do you think is bad? Anything?
No.
Because that's the thing. The only way I can respect a person who says they don't think Trump is a bad person is if they operate on a general philosophy that there are no bad people.
Right.
Which I can kind of agree with, of people that was not really good or bad, or were products of our circumstances or environments, et cetera, et cetera. But the issue is every person I've ever encountered who's like, Trump isn't a bad guy. What are you saying? They think Biden is scum. They think AOC is scum. They believe in bad people. They're just, obviously willfully ignoring.
Apparently Trump is great.
Yeah, Trump is the great man.
Which is insane. If you're in our chat and you believe that, that's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, we're compassionate. We don't think
you're being manipulated.
Yeah, you're being manipulated. We don't think anyone's inhuman for believing it, as we've often been questioned on by right wingers. Just that you've been misled, miseducation. And if you can't see that Trump is a bad person, I feel like I can't trust someone who doesn't think Trump is a bad person. I just can't trust their moral judgment on anything going forward.
No.
That's such an indictment of their moral compass and their critical thinking skills. I'm where do we go from here? Mm-hmm. But I think this is a good list where if there are any Trump worshipers who actually still have the capacity to hear any kind of reason, then here are the facts that could change their mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. This long history is important. It would be one thing if Trump misspoke one or two times. When you take all of his actions and comments together, a clear pattern emerges, one that suggests that bigotry is not just political opportunism on Trump's part, but a real element of his personality, character, and career.
Absolutely.
Racist controversies. 1973. Oh, look at this whole... Oh, damn! Wow.
Nice. Okay, so here's some good shit. And we can
go.
bullet point these in the document.
1973, the U.S. Department of Justice, under the Nixon administration, out of all administrations, sued the Trump Management Corporation for violating the Fair Housing Act. Federal officials found evidence that Trump had refused to rent to black tenants and lied to black applicants about whether apartments were available, among other accusations. Trump said that the federal government was trying to get him to rent to welfare recipients. In the aftermath, he signed an agreement in 1975 agreeing not to discriminate to renters of colors without admitting to previous discrimination. He signed something that said, I'll never do it again.
And I've never done it before, I tells you.
All right, let's just start doing this. Hold on, I'll do that as its own thing. 1970 what? Oh, 73. 1973 would not rent to black
tenants.
Is that how you spell that?
I can't. No, one N.
Okay. Rent to black tenants. 1980s. Kip Brown, a former employee at Trump's castle, accused another one of Trump's businesses of discrimination. When Donald and Ivana came into the casino, the bosses would order all the black people off the floor.
Yeah, I read about this before.
It was the 80s. I was a teenager, but I remember it. They put us all in the back. Oh my God.
All right, there you go. 1980s.
I want to make sure I do this succinct but correct. Put black people in the back of the casino. Put black people... I like to capitalize black.
Yeah, I think it's a good journalistic practice.
In the back of his casino. Why?
While he was visiting. Like,
While visiting.
the bosses. Well, it seems like what was going on there is that the bosses were familiar with his racism. And so to give him what they thought would be the experience he would want, they ordered all the black employees off the floor.
1989. Do you want to read this one?
Yeah, in a controversial case that's been characterized as a modern-day lynching. This is
The Central Park 5. Okay.
But this is a good little overview. We're accused of attacking and raping a jogger in New York City. Trump immediately took charge in the case, running an ad in local papers demanding bring back the death penalty, bring back our police. The teen's convictions were later vacated after they spent 7 to 13 years in prison, and the city paid $41 million in a settlement to the teens. But Trump in October 2016 said he still believes they're guilty. Yeah, we were looking at that
So
earlier.
I'm just going to say 1989 Central Park 5.
Hey, Mr. Badass 666.
Welcome back.
We're doing great. How are you doing?
We watched your video. Okay, let's see. 1991, a book by John O'Donnell, former president of Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, quoted Trump's criticism of a black accountant. "Black guys counting my money. I hate it. The only kind of people I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes
Woof.
every day."
Whoa!
Whoa! I think that the guy is lazy, and probably not his fault because laziness is a trait in blacks. It really is. I believe that. It's not anything they can control. Trump later said in a 1997 Playboy interview that, quote, "the stuff O'Donnell wrote about me is probably true."
Wow.
Jesus.
So, 1991.
1991. I feel like I just want to quote this.
Yeah. That's good. Just put the quote in.
It's just putting the fucking quote in.
Says it all.
I'm gonna put that in times.
Where's his area? Booyah.
Disgusting. Okay. No, I want you to be black in color. Why are you a different color? Thank you. Okay.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Badass 666. We agree. Fuck that. Trumpy dickhead.
Agree. Okay. 1992. The Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino had to pay a $200,000 fine because it transferred black and women dealers off tables to accommodate a big-time gambler's prejudices.
So again, similar to the other one.
Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino had to pay $200,000 fine because it transferred black and women dealers off tables to accommodate. Jesus.
So.
1992. Oh. Thanks
Hey,
for the
thanks for following, Mr. Badass 666.
Okay, let's see. Why is this color not what I want? Black. Okay, I think that's right. And then this is bold. Yes, okay. 1992.
Moved black employees off the floor to accommodate a racist customer. I think that's a simple way to say it. Mr. Badass 666, we've had a lot of Trump worshipers come in on political streams and express disbelief at the idea that Trump is a bad person. So we are now today creating this document for our own reference and anyone else who wants it, so that if you're ever confronted with someone claiming that Trump is, how could you say he's a bad guy? Well, here's the list. Here's the full list of all the shitty stuff he's done. Yeah, very, very monstrous individual.
2000, in opposition to a casino proposed by the St. Regis Mohawk tribe, which he saw as a financial threat to his casinos in Atlantic City, Trump secretly ran a series of ads suggesting the tribe had a record of criminal activity that is well documented.
Wow.
What? Do we have pictures?
Yeah, I want to see the ad.
I want to see the ad. Show me the ad. Oh, yeah.
Just
this is that same shit. Yeah. Okay. So I wonder if these are connected to the, so this is connected to the Central Park 5. No, because this is 2000.
It's later. Yeah.
Well, then it links to the Central Park 5, so that sucks.
Okay, whatever. Well, you can skip that one.
Okay. In season 2 of The Apprentice, Trump fired Kevin Allen, a black contestant, for being overeducated? What? At some point you have to say that. Wait, what? No. This makes... Whoa. A former contestant on The Apprentice, whose harsh treatment by Donald Trump drew accusations of racism in 2004, suggested at 2 p.m. on Monday that the billionaire Republican businessman attacks on President Obama's academic record are reflective of Trump's hang-ups over race. Crazy. An unbelievably talented guy in terms of education, and you haven't done anything. At some point you have to say that's enough. Oh, like enough schooling?
I think he's saying that's enough for the guy who didn't do anything. This one I think is good to know. It's a good little detail, but like it's tougher. It's less explicitly.
This is not like proof of racism. This is like obviously he's being racist, but like this I can't use this like in court.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a good little anecdote, but it's not really concrete evidence.
Yeah, for sure. Trump publicly pitched in 2005 that was essentially The Apprentice, white people versus what?
I heard about this.
He said he wasn't particularly happy with the most recent season of his show, so he was considering an idea that's fairly controversial, creating a team of successful African Americans versus a team of successful whites. Whether people like that idea or not, it's somewhat reflective of our very vicious world.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
What year was this? 2005?
Yeah, as someone who worked at NBC for several years, I think it's really, really gross how long they worked with him and profited off of him and knew, like, I mean, that one Access Hollywood tape, I have no doubt. Can you imagine all the behind-the-scenes shit, all the gross shit Donald Trump must have said on The Apprentice with a hot mic on him? Like, I know Mark Burnett, or whoever on the production side, they must have oodles of footage and audio of Trump doing awful things.
Even like grips and stuff. People who were just working on set.
Yeah.
Well, there was a guy...
Well, they have stories, but like, it would be nice to get the video and audio, and I feel like Mark Burnett and company have just locked all that down, and we're never going to see it, unless someone leaks it, which would be great. Anyone out there, if you have the power to leak it. If anyone can leak The Apprentice footage, please do.
In 2010, there was a huge national controversy over the, quote, Ground Zero Mosque, a proposal to build a Muslim community center in Lower Manhattan, near the site of his 9/11 attacks. Trump opposed the project, calling it, quote, insensitive, and offered to buy out one of the investors in the project. On The Late Show with David Letterman, Trump argued, referring to Muslims, well, somebody's blowing us up, somebody's blowing up buildings, and somebody's doing lots of bad stuff.
Yeah.
Fun.
So let's copy that quote.
What a fucking asshole. Okay, copy.
And just oppose the building of, what is the year?
2010.
Oppose the building of a mosque in New York.
I feel like I'm doing a school project.
I know, isn't it fun?
I miss school.
I thought this would be good, like, to give us some structure, you know, as we go at these things.
Yeah, it's going to help us down the line, and we wanted to just have fun with you guys while we did it.
Exactly.
And then let's add the quotes. Paste.
Oof. Mr. Badass 666, to answer your question, we're not big fans of Biden. I think he's better than Donald Trump. I am grateful that he was elected instead of Donald Trump, even though I'd much rather it be Bernie Sanders or someone else than either Biden or Trump. But, you know, for example, like you know, right now with the Russia situation or something like the pandemic, like I'm happy to have a Biden in there instead of a Trump. And Biden in a vacuum, he falls way below my personal standards of what I think makes a great leader. And I'm particularly critical of Biden's record on legal system policy. I think he is fucked up royally, repeatedly in the world of legal system policy, and I think the degree and the frequency with which he is fucked up should be enough to disqualify him from, you know, being in a position of great leadership. And I think it's very unfortunate that the American people were put in a position where we had to choose between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. I really wish Bernie had gotten the nomination either in 2020 or 2016, because I'm not a big fan of Hillary Clinton either. So, yeah. And, with the Let's Go Brandon, you can just say fuck Joe Biden. Is another way.
Like, I don't understand why people don't just say fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
very...
the people who are so upset about being censored are literally censoring themselves. It's like when anti-vax people are like the V.
Yeah.
I'm like, just what?
Say the vaccine.
Just say the vaccine. What the hell? And
So,
I think
yeah.
they think it's because their posts will get taken down because they said the word vaccine.
Right, sure.
Or you know what happens when you say the word vaccine? It links to like articles that talk about the
Fact
science of
checker,
the vaccine.
yeah.
And they don't want those on their page
Right,
because
Yeah.
perpetuated rumors that Obama is not American.
So, yeah, to summarize, don't really like Biden, but like him more than Trump.
Okay. 2011, while Trump suggested that Obama wasn't born in the U.S., he also argued that maybe Obama wasn't good enough student to have gotten into Columbia or Harvard Law, demanded Obama release his university transcripts. Trump claimed that, quote, I heard he was a terrible student. Terrible. How does a bad student go to Columbia and then to Harvard? Remember George Bush? George
Yeah, how does a terrible student go to Harvard?
Bush.
The answer-
Yale GPA.
The answer is money, Mr. Trump.
George W. Bush was also in the Yale First Rugby Team Union in 1968. He was a C student, scoring 77% with no A's, 1 D in astronomy. A grade point average of 2.35 out of a possible 4.0. You don't hear about that?
Not a single A. Not even
one A.
not like one subject where he really excelled. Just no.
Just nothing.
Academic mediocrity all the way.
Okay, let's see. 2011 asked for Obama's.
Well, you do already have that.
This is the birth
Oh,
certificate.
okay. Oh,
So I'll say ask for Obama's birth certificate,
yeah.
and I'm just gonna make it one.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing.
Asked for Obama's birth. There's still people who think that's his first name. Birth certificate and transcripts.
Think what's his first name?
Obama.
Oh,
They're like, what's Obama's last name?
Ah.
That's a big one.
Wait, they think Obama's first name is
It's
Obama?
Obama. And they're like, what's his last name?
What?
That's like a thing. People think that Obama is his first name.
Weird. Why? Because they want you to say Bin Laden?
I don't know. I don't know.
weird.
It's just like like a moment of stupidity.
Okay.
Like, what's Obama's last name?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2015, calling Mexicans
Right, we talked
rapists.
about
Okay, so I'm just
that.
gonna put that on this list too, though.
Yeah. Mexican immigrants, let's say.
Criminals and rapists.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Gwen Rich? Welcome back.
Canada in 2015, Trump called for a ban on all Muslims. Yeah, 2015 Muslim ban. 2016. I meant a lot of them. I mean a lot of them. Oh, no.
What is the percentage of Muslims who have committed terrorist acts? Like 0.00001%?
Oh, no. I'm going to say 2015. Or what was that? 2015? Yeah. 2015 called for Muslim ban. And then copy, paste. Paste. Okay. Times New Roman. 12. Black. Okay, let's see. He argued in 2016 should rescue himself from the case because of his Mexican heritage and members in Latino Lawyers Association. House Speaker Paul Ryan, who endorsed Trump, later called such comments the textbook definition of a racist comment. That's crazy.
Yeah, and even Paul Ryan
Even Paul Ryan is calling you a
calling your ass
racist.
out. That's a bad sign.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think this is good for this. I think that's enough. And I'm gonna say for the next one, panders to white supremacists.
Yes. Might also be worth listing off in this section every, like, super racist person who's endorsed him.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's just start over. No, why are you not doing it? Why are you not doing it?
What?
Oh, maybe it's because I wrote 11 and it's actually 13. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Here, this is giving, this is also vibes.
Yeah, no, that's Saudi Arabia that do some shitty stuff over there, and yeah, America has done a lot to support Saudi Arabia, support the worst people in Saudi Arabia, the horrific minority, to hold control and do terrible things like beheadings. Yep.
Donald Trump declines to disavow David Duke and the KKK.
Well, and also, didn't David Duke endorse him?
Mm-hmm, I'm pretty sure.
And it's just like, yeah, like, if David Duke is endorsing your candidate, like, how does that not set off alarm bells? Yeah.
I have to look at the group. He's talking about the KKK? He's talking about the KKK. Wait,
like,
no, he's talking about the KKK, right? I'm not stupid?
He's like, I got to do more research on the KKK before I come to a conclusion. It's like he's like an American swing voter or something.
Wouldn't condemn the KKK because he didn't know enough about them. Oh my fuck.
He claimed to not know about them.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh yeah, let me put this article here. Let's do this one. Copy.
Yeah, no, totally. The U.S. does love propping up dictators. And beheading 100 people is horrific. It's horrific when Saudi Arabia, executes 100 people. And it's horrific when the U.S. executes people. I just looked it up, and we had, 11 executions in 2021, so Saudi Arabia is posting bigger numbers.
Yeah.
But, I'm opposed to all death penalties.
Yes. Trump has been regularly retweeted messages. Here's New York Times. For whites sensing decline, Donald Trump unleashes the words of resistance. Countless collisions of color and creed. Trump attacked Mexicans as criminals. Yeah. Got it. Where is it? I want to see the retweeting.
Yeah. Got it.
Got it. Yeah. Hundreds of cities, blah, 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 blah. Mr. Obama re-election. Okay, here we go. In June 2015, founded... The Daily Stormer embraced his candidacy. Founded in 2013 by a neo-Nazi named Andrew Anglin, the Daily Stormer is among the most prominent online gathering places for white nationalists and anti-Semites, with sections devoted to, quote, the Jewish problem and, quote, race war. Mr. Anglin, 31, explained that although he had some disagreements with him, Mr. Trump was the only candidate willing to speak the truth about Mexicans.
Wow.
Endorsed by the Daily Stormer. Endorsed by the Daily Stormer.
See, and yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm looking at, what you're saying, Vig, about, like, drone strikes. And it's like, yeah, Saudi Arabia beheaded 100 people in the street. And I'm looking at this from back when Obama was in office. That 310 civilians were killed by drone strikes. I think this is, it doesn't say which year that happened. but during Obama's presidency. And it's like, yeah, just like all governments are most governments on Earth are mass murderers, are serial killers. Like, it's very unfortunate. And, you know, we can't really say that Saudi Arabia is any more, you know, brutal than the U.S. Like, they're both governments that kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Where were Trump's intentions? Sorry, I'm just reading. Mr. Trump's new supporters took his approach as a signal of support. In an interview on a pro-white radio show called The Political Cesspool, Mr. Johnson of the American Freedom Party praised Mr. Trump's handling of the controversy. He disavowed us, Mr. Johnson acknowledged, but he explained why. There is so much anger in America that I couldn't have asked for a better approach from him.
Yeah.
So basically, when McCain heard from these people, McCain was like, ew, fuck you. And when Trump heard from these people, he's like, listen, all right, stop asking me. I disavow. But, like, they're mad. You can't be mad.
Yeah.
I get it. I disavow. Jeez. That was his reaction.
Yeah, he makes sure to say it in a way where the white supremacists know, like, he's
He's
likes
dog
them.
whistling.
Yeah.
Constant dog whistling. Incessant dog whistling.
And of course, for Trump worshippers, it's just like, he said he disavowed.
Yeah.
What more do you want from him?
I'm gonna say copy, because there is a concrete example of a white supremacist. Okay.
Yeah, if your disavowal of white supremacists doesn't, like, put sand in their crack, you did it wrong. Like, if you disavow white supremacists and the white supremacist is like, I loved that disavowal, you did it wrong.
You didn't disavow anything.
Your disavowal should make them feel insulted and offended. And if it doesn't, what are you doing?
You're not disavowing, that's for sure.
It should be like, oh, David Duke endorsed me? That piece of shit? Oh my God, I fucking hate that guy. The worst guy. Hope he falls down and lands face first in a pile of shit today, because fuck him and fuck everyone who likes him. That's a disavowal.
Mr. Trump handled the attacks on him in, quote, the nicest way. Mr. Taylor, this guy who has written that blacks, quote, left entirely to their own devices are incapable of civilization, and whose magazine, American Renaissance, once published an essay arguing that blacks were genetically more prone to crime, wrote on this blog that Mr. Trump had handled the attacks on him, quote, in the nicest way. Disgusting.
And yes, Glenrich, that yes, if it's a beach party, then sand in the crack is the right thing. Or yes, or if you're
A disavowal
white supremacists
and a beach party are the two times when sand in the crack
when
is
they're
the
definitely,
right outcome.
yeah, there should be sand in crack.
Where sand in crack is correct. Ordinary white people don't want the neighborhood to turn Mexican. Jeez! They just realized that large number of Mexicans will change the neighborhood in ways they don't like. Ew, look at him.
Hachi-machi.
Look at this fucking guy.
Okay. Looks like a normal guy, I
Look at
think.
this fucking guy. No, he looks like he looks like he no, he has a look.
Yeah, I mean, but
I'll say it.
He's a bad guy because of what he did.
He's a bad guy because of what he does. And he's a white old guy who looks like... I'm not surprised that came out of his mouth.
Yeah. I think he doesn't look especially racist
Oh, you
as far
think?
as old white. I think he just looks like an old white dude.
This is the kind of guy that would, like, call me a monster for being gay.
Yeah, see, so yeah, perhaps you've had more experience with bigoted old white dudes, and so he's maybe, yeah, like resonates more with a type you've encountered frequently. But for me, I'm just like, that's just some guy.
Just some guy.
But then you tell me what he did, and I'm like, oh, fuck that guy.
At a Trump rally last month in Richmond, Virginia, as at most Trump rallies, the audience was mostly white men. No shit.
I love how much white supremacists wear pressed khakis. The fucking dorks.
What? Wait. In interviews, they complained about the Mexican flags brandished outside Trump events and wondered why the government was paying to fix up Section 8 houses for people with late model iPhones. They recounted Hispanic coworkers mocking them.
Man, Trump has to walk such a tightrope with this shit of like, I mean, I guess not really because his worshipers are so forgiving, but like to him, but yeah, the to appeal to both these like racists who hate. What are they? Were they going after specifically? They go up a bit. Yeah, to specifically go for people who are racist against Hispanics and also go for Hispanics. Like, that is quite an undertaking. And he got a huge Hispanic vote, you know, like. So yeah, just with that, I'm like, how can you tolerate? And it goes to show, you know, how corrupting. In my view, these like capitalist systems are, where they can convince people to just completely ignore all this horrible stuff he's done, and specifically to their community, their demographic, just based on like his tax policy sounds better to me, or he says socialism is bad, and I think socialism is bad too. Like that, it can be that simple for them. It's like, ugh.
Mr. Trump dismisses those who accuse him of embracing or enabling racism. I'm the least racist person. Yes, we know this. But on the flat,
Right, he's frequently retweeted. We should
Yeah.
make a bullet point for this, that he retweets racist and white nationalist tweets.
our only agenda is to publish the truth. Oh no, this
Yeah,
is good.
PolitiFact's good.
I
Yeah,
thought he said.
PolitiFact rules.
It says crime statistics shows blacks killed 81% of white homicide victims.
Well, that's
That's a lie.
yeah.
But Donald Trump stated in a tweet on November 22nd.
No, that yeah, that's a lie because what's true across all demographics, I believe, in the U.S. is that every race is murdered by their own race. The
Mostly.
most. It's a simple matter of proximity. It's just that you know, there's a lot of functional segregation in the U.S. You know, we don't have the full Jim Crow laws anymore, but a lot of economic factors and redlining, et cetera, have created these things. So you have a lot of black people living mostly around black people. You have a lot of white people living mostly around white people, and so then inevitably,
This is
yeah, that's a
unbelievable.
fucking lie.
This is unbelievable.
yeah.
None of these numbers are supported by
And
official
that's why it's
sources.
so intrinsically dumb and wrong to point to black on black crime as some telling statistic, because it's not. Black people are mostly killed by black people. White people are mostly killed by white people. You know, Mexican Americans are mostly killed by Mexican Americans. Yeah, so to even cite black on black crime is to reveal your racial bias.
Well, and your ineptitude at sociology.
Yeah.
And claimed untrue black on black crime statistics on Twitter.
Right, yeah, and Silence of the Lambs, they talked about it too. Yeah, that serial killers tend to hunt within their own ethnicity too.
Yeah.
Humans are weird, y'all. We're a trippy lot.
Okay. Look at us working on our essay. Let me see.
I'm a reference document. Yeah, right, exactly.
What will they do when they have so much free time after their profit is abolished, so they don't have to spend every day at their bullshit? Yeah, honestly.
Yep. Yeah.
I want to do something kinky and depraved. Sign me up.
We need more time to be kinky and depraved.
I just want to be kinky and depraved. Is that too much to ask? Okay, let me live my life without dying at my job so I can be kinky and depraved. Okay. In fact, Trump's Twitter presence is tightly interwoven with hordes of mostly anonymous accounts trafficking in racist and anti-Semitic attacks. When Little Bird, a social media data mining company, analyzed the week of Mr. Trump's Twitter activity, it found that almost 30% of the accounts Mr. Trump retweeted in turn followed one or more of 50 popular self-identified white nationalist accounts.
That's a good specific number.
30% of Trump's retweets. Hold on, let me make sure I'm quoting this correctly. 30% of Trump's retweeted accounts follow one or more of 50 popular. Okay, Trump retweeted
30% of
accounts follow at least one of 50 well-known white nationalists.
Very yikesy.
Super yikesy. Crooked Hillary makes history. The most corrupt candidate ever.
It was no mistake to put the most corrupt candidate ever in a Star of David. These fucking people. These anti-Semitic fucks. For a generation weaned on a diet of civic multiculturalism, supporting Mr. Trump breaks the ultimate taboo. Oh, naughty. Students writing Mr. Trump's name in slogans in chalk have been accused of hate crimes and spurred calls for censorship. And on campuses frozen by unyielding political correctness and expanding definitions of impermissible speech, some welcome the provocation that Mr. Trump provides. That's interesting. That's like, what is this, New York Times?
Yeah, this is New York Times. Why?
Cool to say campus is frozen by unyielding political correctness feels like very right-wing framing to me.
That's super right-wingy.
Yeah. Anyway, just noticing that. That did not feel journalistically neutral at all.
I felt very editorial, New York Times. Feminism is a cancer. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. His barbs are directly...
I mean, something I'd also put on the list of why he's terrible is because is for building the stupid wall, which was stupid. But that's more difficult to qualify concretely.
Well,
you almost had me, Mizumi, too.
what was I gonna say?
And welcome.
Yeah,
welcome
good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
What was I gonna say?
And since you're just joining us, we've had many people come in and say like Trump was a great president sincerely, or like how could he be bad? And sometimes it's tough to call up off the top of your head a bunch of the bad things he's done because he's done so many terrible things. So now we're just making like a nice big Google document that we can always have for reference. So if someone is like, "What? Name something bad he did," we'll be like, "Well, here's 100 things." And what does it take?
Here's a whole list. We're literally doing like a school project live on stream with you guys, and feel free if you can think of anything that we don't have listed that he did that sucks, and we'll get a source.
Yeah, and that's good. That's awesome, Izumi, too.
Well, that's because it's funny. We're for market socialism, so you can still have fun stuff.
Yeah, I feel like market socialism and I think there's common ground to be found, market socialists and soc dems. And again, like I've often said many times before, I just want people. I want an actually fair, just world.
Yeah.
I just want humans to be able to be born into a world where shit is just and copacetic, and everyone can just have a good time because there's plenty of resources to go around. There's plenty of room for everyone to live.
There's more homes than homeless people, y'all.
Yeah, there's no reason. There's more food than hungry people. There's no reason for it to be like this.
It's just fucking stupid.
So yeah, if we can agree on policies, like if you're a soc dem, I would guess you agree that we should have universal health care and universal college, and those are the biggest policy points for me right now. If to me, those are the two things we need to get enacted as soon as possible.
Which almost everywhere else has.
Yes, indeed.
It's not even like debated.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
do like Bernie the other day
point.
posted a thing about how most developed nations in the world there's zero medical debt. Mm-hmm. $0, and in the U.S. it's out of control.
Amazing.
It's quite much a friend of yours.
Yeah, amazing.
Wow.
I want to be a dominatrix. That's a very popular career among asexuals.
That's very interesting. I did not know that. I mean, I've always said, like, if you know, like, whenever I like read about like some you know, like a woman like selling her used underwear or her,
I do it.
or her menstrual blood, I'm like,
fucking
I'm
do
so
it.
jealous.
I fucking do it. Mm-hmm.
Always like, I wish people wanted to buy my used underpants.
I literally texted Casey at 9 a.m. the other day being like, should I make a feet finder? Yes or no? Casey was like, go for
Like,
it.
I'm not gonna stop you. It's your life. It's your feet.
Oh no.
Mazumi, you keep pranking us. I love it.
So this is another video that's being sent from Mr.
Yeah, that's 666. What's the video?
Yes. It's another video. It says strange bedfellows. The intercept James Corbett and Sean Hannity sitting in a tree. And it says either tactically, directly, or by silence, we are being instructed to accept and support fascism in Ukraine. So it's just another like
Yeah, I mean,
anti-Ukraine.
this seems to be like the narrative that what Russia is trying to do is like denazify the Ukraine, which from what I've read and the evidence I've looked at seems to be very not true.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at right now. I mean, if there's more specific evidence, and since you're not a subscriber, Mr. Badass 666,
just so you know, they'll time you out when you post
yeah,
links.
Nightbot will time you out. So if you have more links you want to share, you should send them directly, either to the Casey and Zoe thing
Or
to
subscribe.
Zoe, or you can subscribe and then you can send links
Then you can be hot and cool.
in chat.
Only hot people subscribe to our channel.
But yeah, we're trying to make sure we don't want you to get banned by the Nightbot. So
Okay, let's see.
so make sure to check that out.
Okay, all right, let's come up with another bullet point or another idea.
Well, and this is the cool thing, Mizumi, too. Like, I think about market socialism and why I think it's an easier pitch for Americans is because, like, if we shifted to market socialism, almost every worker, like, 99% of people would make more money doing the exact same thing they're doing right now. So we're not like.
We don't want no one to have money.
Yeah, we don't want we're not promoting this kind of this sort of idea of socialism where it's like everyone sacrifices for the greater good. Like it seems to me not necessary in terms of how many resources are available in the world. We should all be experiencing more abundance, and it seems the reason we're not is because capitalists are sucking away the value of our surplus labor, the surplus value of our labor. Yeah, so I feel like you can have like wanting to enjoy having economic freedom in the world, and be a socialist. What's Zoomy?
I love how like everyone on TikTok now has their like Venmo in their username.
Oh, really?
I'm
Is
gonna
that
put
the
my
standard
Venmo
now?
on TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right?
I feel like send me money. Okay, let's see. Sick children.
Stealing from sick children, falsely accusing
Central
Park
Park
5
5.
rape, trying to get them death sentence.
Grab them by the pussy.
Yeah,
Muslim ban.
yeah,
Slumlord asshole.
yeah. All the time he was a slumlord.
26 women said that he performed sexual misconduct. Pardoned war criminals. Terrible business
Claims to be a
ventures.
brilliant businessman despite frequent failure.
Terrible comments about Mexicans.
Oh yeah, Mazumi. If anyone sends me free money in any context, yeah, thanks. We're here on Twitch. Subscribe, donate. It's all there.
Oh yeah, I was almost gonna update our like donation goal thing to be like, oh my god, donate $1 if you love Trump.
Just to mess with.
Just to fucking get money from Republicans. First word consumerism is, as we know it, unsustainable. We do need to peel back on a lot, but we also don't need to be wage slaves without housing, food, meaningful work, lots of leisure time, or healthcare. Oh, go do the kinky stuff, Quinrich. Good to see you as always.
Rich, enjoy
be kinky.
enjoy the Kink Fest. We'll see you next time.
There's a ton of like TikTok lives right now, where the only thing they do on the TikTok live is like if you donate like this one gift, he'll like put 1 point for Trump, and if you donate this gift, he'll do a point for Biden. And people give like thousands of gifts just so that there will be more for one or the other.
Right.
Literally, these people making hundreds of dollars just going, because people are like, well, I love Trump. Well, Biden. I'm like, holy
Kind of a clever strategy.
fuck. The things people will pay for. Okay.
All right, see you next time, Quenrich.
Bye, Quenrich.
Bye, Quenrich. And yeah, Blatjevig, like, yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a lot to discuss here of like what is sustainable in terms of the current lifestyle and what's not. And I agree that I think there's a lot that should just be stopped entirely. And like, for example, like I'm of the mind that no person should live in a giant mansion. That like I don't think any person or family should have a giant mansion. I think it's bad for mental health. I think it makes people cuckoo to have that thing.
Like a 70-bedroom fucking
No, I
castle.
think all existing mansions should be converted into public Airbnbs that everyone can just sign up, schedule to go stay in. Because I think everyone should have the chance to like hang out in a big, especially bring some of your friends, have like a party week in a big house. I think that's cool and fun. But a person actually living full time in a mansion with like 5 times as many bedrooms as there are people living in the house, it's never good.
Yeah, I've seen this before, Quenrich. This is the thing. And
Oh,
people
yeah.
are like more likely to give money for these things.
Amazing.
Also, notice how the atheists have the most money.
Yes, yeah, Blatjevig. It's like, yeah, if we just like said, if we had a blanket, no more human labor or exploitation
Yeah,
tomorrow, then yeah, we would have to. It might be a while before we get coffee or chocolate, and I do think we can still have coffee and chocolate around the world in a healthy way. I think there's a way to do it.
I'm not against like the concept of trade.
Yeah.
I'm against exploitation.
Yes, for sure. And yeah, it's like the current, and like we were talking about this the other day, like the different. The kinds of land, like it's very hard to grow coffee in the U.S.
You can't grow coffee
Right, you
in the
can't
US.
grow
It just
coffee in
doesn't
the
happen.
U.S. So there are these material issues that you can't get around. I mean, at least not right now. Whereas I think I believe very much in the ingenuity of human beings, and I believe that we could totally invent ways to grow coffee in places where it isn't currently able to be
we
grown.
could create some kind
There are
of
ways to
environment,
there are ways to just, and I think that should be the goal, is just figuring out what are the most efficient ways where we as humans can still enjoy the basic goods we've come to expect as like things like coffee and chocolate that are kind of expected as standards, without having to have an army of slaves picking the cocoa plants without ever even knowing what the chocolate tastes like. Like that shit is really gross and indefensible.
Oh, a native caffeinated plant. Mail it to us.
Right, you were telling us a little bit about or was it the Yapon tea, right? Wasn't that what you were talking about the other day? Which is great. Yeah, I mean, if we can, find other ways to have a good, tasty caffeinated beverage.
How caffeinated?
Like, I'm more of a green tea man than a coffee guy.
Yeah.
Though we just started cold brewing coffee and tea for ourselves, so we can be cheap and still
You
have
wanna make
caffeine
yours
every
a little
day.
stronger?
And yeah, the coffee turned out a lot stronger than the iced tea. So I'm leaning
What's
towards
up,
that
Teleport
today.
Tea? Good to see you.
Hey, Teleport Tea, welcome back.
I think we're getting close to finishing this.
Yeah.
I know we've been marathoning for 6 hours, but also it gets busier around now.
Yeah, well, and also we can always add more to this document. This is definitely a great start.
Wonderful.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's clear, Blatjevig, that you're a very generous person.
You are the
And,
most generous, and we adore
and
that.
really living your communist principles, and I think that is
Very great.
hugely admirable. We are, Teleport Tea. We have had a number over the time that we've been on the politics tag here and there. We've often had Trump supporters come in and say like, "Oh, I love Trump, but Trump is great," or like, "How can you say Trump is bad? Name one thing that he did that's bad." And so instead of always having to like pull things off the top of our head, we were like, hey, why don't we make a set document we can use for reference? So if anyone ever comes in and says like, Trump's never done anything bad, we can be like, what about all this shit? And what does it take to make you think a person is bad?
It's just like, it's
And for our own, I mean, I felt, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're
I
okay.
felt a little like there was a time when someone came in and was like, I was talking about how like, when someone says they respect Trump or they think he's like a good guy or a good leader, I'm like, I don't know how I can trust that person's moral compass or critical analysis of anything after that. And then this person was like, what? How is Trump bad? And I definitely got like frustrated with them and like how they were deflecting everything.
Right.
And I don't, I prefer to be, as emotionally detached as I can and focused on just like creating good conversation and good understanding. And so I was a little frustrated with myself that I got so frustrated and didn't have the easily grabbed facts to back up my assertions. So I feel like this is also just like a thing to provide greater confidence to us so we can stand strongly
and
in
all
our
of these
positions
have
with
sources.
backup.
Yeah, all of these have sources. So if they're
Totally.
like, I don't believe that, I'll be like, click.
Yes, exactly.
Well, and some of these are like New York Times and stuff too, and so that'll open a whole other can of worms where they're like, but it's the New York Times.
Right, but then you can always ask them like, well, how do you deem a source credible? Ask them to explain their judgment, and they won't have anything. I mean, anyone who like thinks like New York Times is always total bullshit, but like Truth, Liberation Front, freedomorg.com is like totally trustworthy.
It's so crazy.
They're not interested in facts.
Well, yeah, and I've sort of asked a similar question like that, and the response is usually ad hominem.
Yeah.
It's usually like, well, you're an idiot. You should be able to know which are good and bad.
Right,
And I'm
right.
like, that doesn't answer my question.
Yeah.
I asked the question.
Yeah, no, we were talking about this morning of like we really want to be question focused when people come in with really wacky political positions, as opposed to just going like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, yeah.
I want to dig in. I want them to
yeah.
explain themselves more. I want them to bite the bullet on their deeper beliefs.
The credible sources agree with my
Exactly.
Exactly. We love a what's the word? Something bias.
Confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias.
Oh my God! One of the greatest plagues on the human brain is confirmation bias. Get a little more drinky.
A little more drinky.
A little more cup. Oh.
Okay. I don't know, guys.
Is there anything else
Is there anything else right now that we can think
that
of
I'm forgetting?
that we're not thinking of?
I mean, there's, it's another thing that like you can't really quantify, but like,
Ouch.
he's really gross with his daughter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's worth putting on the list, but like, it is a thing in my brain.
I'm gonna put it underneath as like a thing of the sexual misconduct. Not to mention, he said he'd date his daughter. Okay. So far we have 12 points, and 3 of them have like several other points within those points.
Yeah.
I think we've got quite a good list.
It's a strong document, and like I said, we can keep adding to it as we encounter other things. Yes, bad dance moves.
Such bad dance moves.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we're really trying to focus on like the super concrete, stuff that you can point to very specific evidence. But like, there's also just like, generally, just like watch any video. Watch any video of him speaking about anything.
It's awful.
And if you don't walk away like, oh, what a dickhead.
Yeah,
like, I'm
awful.
like, oh my God, there's some serious emotional mental blocks going on there.
The fucking farting.
Oh, right,
Do
yes.
you guys know about this?
This is fun.
This shit is funny.
I do want to, and I do think this is actually worth adding to the list.
Yeah.
Apparently, it came out in a book. Someone who is embedded in the Trump administration that apparently,
No.
there's a lot of video of him farting.
Yeah, honestly. Well, because he eats like shit.
Yeah, but
So he
apparently,
farts a lot.
according to this source in this book, Trump is a big farter during meetings. That like he'll be like in big important meetings with his cabinet, or was when he was president, and that he would just like rip massive farts whenever he wanted in the middle of the meeting. Oh, is that not real, Mark?
Oh, I wanted to.
Mark,
be
did you
real.
mislead us?
Well, he's absolutely a drug addict.
Ah, well, good on you, Mark, for looking at that. Okay, forget it then.
Mark.
But I love that our source for it also fact-checked himself and corrected himself. That's awesome.
This is why we love.
That's really awesome. Darn it. I mean, he still probably
It's
does.
really funny.
He still probably does fart in meetings. I mean, I don't think it's
Hitler would like kill people for that shit.
Well, that's a thing that no, it wasn't. Well, I don't know if there's any of that, but like I have read from some historians of World War II that Hitler apparently was a big farter and would fart during meetings, and it was like standard practice that people were not supposed. Like his generals, like it was like, don't say anything. If Hitler farts in the meeting, just keep your mouth shut. But I've seen that like from a couple like historian sources I trust, but I haven't actually like researched it deeper. So I just want to be upfront about that. But like supposedly,
It was so funny.
and it just feels right.
I hope it's true because it's funny. Well, I also hope it's not true because it sucks. But like for me, the tea-loving Katsaris that I am, I hope it's true.
Oh, really? Bodybuilders have bad farts?
Because all they eat is fucking like.
Oh, because it's just protein
it's
shakes?
Just protein shakes and ass.
And ass.
My diet consists of protein shakes and ass.
That's how you build your body. There is that producer claims The Apprentice was called The Shit Show because he shits himself.
Wait, what?
Amazing. We were talking about that earlier, Mark, of just like, oh my god, I want the production team on The Apprentice to release. Like, there must be so much damning footage and audio of him from that production. And it just seems like Mark Burnett is keeping it all in a fucking vault.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
We've heard from a
right
number of sources that he's an Adderall dude. I think Teleport T, I would not be surprised if all dictators were big farters, actually. Well, because the thing is, like, don't we all, I mean, like, you know, when you got to fart, the optimal thing is just to be able to let it out. You know? Like, does anyone ever really want to hold a fart? No. We hold them to be polite. But we don't want to. I mean, if we all had our druthers, we'd rather just go whenever the moment it knocked on the door, we'd just be like, "Come on into the room." But we understand that, like, other people would have to smell our farts, so we control ourselves. But I think that's just the thing about, like, once a human reaches a position of such massive fascist power, of course they'll start just letting them rip. Because that's like the default. They stop caring. That's the thing. They stop caring about other people.
Right.
The more powerful they become, the more corrupt. And if you don't care about other people's experience, why wouldn't you fart always?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's power clash. It's literally power clashing with farts. It's like such a silly concept, but like it's so true.
Yeah, asserting dominance with farts. Totally.
God. I just like I wish everyone found ripping ass really funny.
Yeah.
And nobody was ever offended by it. Like sometimes like I'm offended by the smell. But like the act of farting is like some people are like, I cannot believe. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I know.
Why not?
Farts are
like
funny.
Just fucking funny. It's funny. Farting is funny.
It is very funny.
It's always funny.
There is one context in which farting is not funny, and that's in a shitty, cynical, farted out like blockbuster kids movie. That's the one place.
Oh yeah.
That's the only place where farts are not funny. Is in like a shitty, crass, CG animal with real people kids movie. Where it's like, we're just randomly a character, like, just because they're desperate for a joke and they can't think of anything good.
Right.
And they know that, like, a fart is an acceptable joke in a kid's movie. They're just like, have somebody fart.
If you have to rely on farts because you can't think of anything funnier, that's not funny.
Yes, exactly. But farts themselves, especially
hilarious.
real farts.
A real fart is very funny.
Hilarious.
Or when someone, like, burps in the middle of their sentence. Comedy, that's funny.
Yeah.
Always funny.
Whereas not funny when, like, an ogre in a kid's movie, like, finishes eating a turkey leg and then goes,
yeah, that's not funny.
And the kids go, and, like, all the kids in the house go, the ogre burp. That's not funny. But any other burps, funny.
Where's my pen? Where's my pen?
Where's your pen?
Okay. I'm probably gonna clip that. Doing a literal like school paper and being like farts, funny. I just think that's
Hey,
very
if you
funny.
don't, if you can't find a moment in your critical academic analysis to acknowledge how funny farts are, what kind of academic analysis is
100%.
telepathy? Yep.
So I've heard.
It is a bizarre feeling, the sneeze fart combo.
It's when your body just like lets go of a bunch of things, it always feels really good. Or like when you cough really hard and you fart, or when you have really good sex and you fart. That's a thing too. But I'm just saying,
After or during?
during.
Okay.
When you release a thing that happens at a climactic period and you fart.
Okay.
It's gross and everyone like is
I don't
embarrassed
think
about it.
I've ever farted during sex.
You've never?
No.
I had someone fart
Why would
in
I?
my mouth.
Ew. Why would I?
Hi everyone just joining.
I just hold the farts until after. I don't know.
How
call
do you
me,
do that
Call
and
me
like fully
crazy.
enjoy yourself?
Well, because I think it's different on the male end of the equation. I could see like maybe after it's all over, like, you know, falling back in a chair and then the fart comes.
No, in my mouth. Oh yeah, that's happened. This is true. Listen, we just like to keep it a little rated R for everyone.
Absolutely.
We just like to remind you guys that we're fucking gross.
Fuck yeah.
I have conversations with my mom on the phone sometimes. She's like, I was watching your VOD yesterday, and you know, you guys are very smart, but sometimes you say really gross things. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, of course.
Welcome to Earth. The grossest place we know of in the universe. All the other planets we know of, like in our solar system, they're none of them are gross as us. We're the gross planet. The moon is like all clean dust. It's like immaculate white dust. The Mars is just like rust. Like everywhere's like all the other planets feel very clean, don't they?
Yeah.
Like gas giants, it's just like it doesn't
just
feel gross. It's just
air.
like air and gas. It's just like
Well, apparently Venus smells like shit.
oh, that's true. That's
Apparently
true.
Venus smells like a butthole.
There's no one there to smell it, so whatever.
Yeah, who cares? There's no
Yeah.
life on Venus.
Yeah, Earth, it's a gross place. Humans do gross stuff. We have these ridiculous bodies that are just constantly squirting and shooting shit
It's so weird.
out everywhere.
It's so weird.
It's just like, why avoid it? Why pretend? Why pretend if it's just like gross stuff happens?
Yeah, like we're
Let's
gross.
talk
I don't know
about
what to
it.
tell you.
Let's talk about it.
Why is it bad? Didn't someone try to
Ivysaur fart.
ban everybody poops? I swear to God, this is a thing that happened.
Yeah, probably.
Everybody poops. I feel like
I mean, I don't think I ever read Everybody Poops growing
You
up.
didn't? You didn't
And
have it sitting in your bathroom?
Somehow I made peace with shit shooting out of my ass without that book. I don't know how I did it.
yeah. Everybody poops. No, did they? I feel like someone banned it at some point.
This might be another one of those fake memes.
It might be a fake meme. Oh my God, I'm sad. Very fond of this translation. Falsified data in my best-selling book. Everyone poops.
What?
Wait, what?
No, this is
No, this is
joke.
funny.
This
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
joke.
it's a
This
joke.
is a joke.
Everything I put forth as
It's
for my book
McSweeney's.
is
McSweeney's
Addison.
is like a smaller The Onion. Yeah.
Everyone poops. Looking back, it was such an absurd blanket statement that I can't believe I got away. Everyone.
That's funny.
Oh, I fudged the data. Oh, it's funny. Oh, we're getting funny.
Around the corner, the data is made.
I forged the studies. There isn't even a fecal study laboratory at Poop University.
Pretty good. Pretty
It's
good.
funny. What's up, Enrique Iglesias?
Good joke.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
what's
mean,
up, Enrique
Is
Iglesias?
there anything else for us to cover? We've got
I
some
don't know.
people
I think
here.
we
What
did
do
a
you
really
guys
good-
want to talk about or do or whatever?
I
Or
mean,
do you want us to go to sleep?
I'm getting a Charlie horse in my tum-tum. Why? Stop it.
How do you have a Charlie horse in your stomach?
It's in my abs. Ow, stop it. Release me, Charlie horse. Release me.
It's like just as people came in.
Okay. For anyone just joining us, I just had a Charlie horse in my side, and it wrecked me momentarily, but now I'm back.
Back and ready for action.
Back and ready for all of you to follow and subscribe.
If you don't follow and subscribe,
You'll never know when I get my Charlie horses.
because you might have ads.
Yeah.
And if you don't follow and subscribe, I don't know. I just,
Yeah. I mean, maybe you have FOMO around like fancy Hollywood parties or like elite like vacation locales. But really your FOMO should be around like, oh my God, what if I get an ad break when Casey's talking about his Charlie horse?
That's honestly.
So I'm just saying.
Truly.
Head it off at the pass. Subscribe now and you'll never miss out.
You'll never have an ad
You'll
break
never miss
during
out.
a Charlie horse of Casey's. And God,
Oh, my Charlie horse. I'm just kidding. That wasn't a real one. But that'll give you an idea of like the great shit that you can get.
Stupid. Okay, everyone. Does anyone have anything else to contribute to the document?
Yeah, did we miss anything terrible Trump did that should
Is
be
there
added
some
to the
crazy
documents?
story you've heard? Is there some facts you can think of?
Has he attacked you personally?
Raise your hand if you feel personally victimized by Donald Trump.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that pops up for me.
Well, I'm thinking of like the making fun of the disabled reporter. But
Yeah.
that one, the thing about that one is it goes along with so much of the other stuff that we've covered. It's
Right.
just another
it's just the
example.
general he's a dickhead evidence.
I'm trying to think of like stuff that was done while he was in office specifically, not just like about his terrible character.
Mm-hmm.
Poor
Yeah, for sure.
decisions.
Or did it say like the worst things Trump did as president? Let's see what. Because I feel like there'll probably be another thing like that Rolling Stone article. And the fascinating thing too is like a lot of the Trump worshippers who come into the chat, they'll want to point to like a bunch of very specific little policies that he signed during his term that are like that seem positive. And there are little policies and laws he signed off on that seem pretty decent. But the issue with all of them that I know of is that they're all like pretty middle of the road, like neoliberal policy. Like I haven't seen anything that Trump did that can be framed as positive and is also something that Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden would not have done. And that to me, I don't like pointing to like, well, here's some, very like milquetoast neoliberal things he signed off on. It's just like, okay, yeah, because like, what did he have to gain not signing off on these? And unless you can point to evidence that you think that suggests that a Hillary or a Biden would not have signed those off, it's kind of meaningless.
I don't know this source, Paste Magazine, but
Paste, I think, is decent.
child
Oh, right.
separation at the border.
Though, I mean, that is terrible, and it's just like every administration has done it,
High rolling static.
Hey, what's up, Rolling Static?
Well, he did give us the Magic Revolutionary War airport gaff. Wait, he did give us, I want to know what this is, the Magic Revolutionary War airport gaff. I don't know what you're referencing, so I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Let's
The Magic
see.
Revolutionary
Rumors,
War.
Joe Biden gaffes. Trump Revolutionary War. Our army manned the air. It rammed the ramparts. It did everything it had to do at Fort McHenry under the rocket's red glare and had nothing but victory. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure.
I might have missed this bit.
I don't know about this. I mean, obviously, there's a ton of memes. Donald Trump's historical blunder in the 4th of July speech. Okay. So he said something stupid. In a rainy 4th of July speech, President Trump referred to airports seized by the U.S. Army during the War of Independence. I didn't know about that. Stupid.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's funny. You made a historical bonus.
Wait, and where did he say we seized them? From the Native Americans? What?
Trump ended up saying that the Continental Army took over the airports during the American Revolutionary War in 1770s.
Oh, so he's kind of like that they were like British-controlled airports
in the
U.S. in the
1700s.
1700s.
That's
and
funny.
Part of our revolution was to seize the airports. Okay.
It's like, hold on, I want to see the video. Yeah.
The Continental Army suffered a bitter winter of Valley Forge, found glory across the waters of the Delaware, and seized victory from Cornwallis of Yorktown. Our army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do. And at Fort McHenry, under the rocket's red glare, it had nothing but victory. And when dawn came, their star-spangled banner waved defiant.
His inflection is so funny.
I've never heard him talk like that.
It's like
Singing in the rain over here.
wild.
I've never heard him use that inflection. That's so funny. Thank you for telling us about this.
Yes, thank you,
Because
Rolling
I
Static.
genuinely had no idea. I don't know how I had no idea.
His cadence, I should say. The cadence.
It's so silly.
So funny.
The airports. I'm fucking dead. And it's funny because it's not just like he like misspoke. It's like he said wrong information.
Yeah.
It's just like it's
Well,
not
it-
like he said a word wrong.
It betrays a radical lack of historical knowledge.
Yes.
To think that happened. I'm no expert on the Revolutionary War, don't get me wrong. But I do know that there weren't airports.
What? Let's see. Let's fact check. Oh, it says false. Gay.
Well, let's see what the actual details
A
are.
viral thread made a series of factually suspect conclusions based off a blurry photo of 3 boxes of Sudafed. Oh, okay, and like a drawer.
Provide so that what they're saying is false is that that is credible evidence of stimulant abuse in and of itself.
Yes.
The picture seems to be real.
Yes. Wait, let's see. Yes. Okay, so it
I
doesn't.
love Hispanics. eating a taco salad.
I love Hispanics. Re-entered the online discourse. Then candidate Trump was abusing Sudafed, which is a thing.
So the picture is authentic. But 3 boxes of Sudafed in a drawer is
does not.
proof.
And is it Sudafed PE? I doubt it. I doubt Trump would get the weak Sudafed. I bet he'd get the good shit.
Yeah.
Sudafed is it works.
But it
It's the
seems
reason
like
you can't buy
a
it.
lot of people have said that Trump abuses
Adderall. Adderall's the big one.
And that and he does in a lot of his behavior in public appearances, he often does behave like a person who is tripping balls on Adderall.
Even the cadence in that video
snorting
alone.
and like what are the things you know these symptoms? What are the snorting, like licking your lips?
Well, yeah,
like,
even with Adderall, because what it does is it constricts the blood vessels. I have no experience in any of these things. It constricts the blood vessels, and it ends up drying out your sinuses. So the sniffing isn't always a symbol of, like, having done, like, cocaine.
Right.
It's a lot of times, like, if you do any sort of stimulant, you'll be sniffing a lot, because it dries out your sinuses, and, like, it makes you tick. So
Yeah.
sniffing can be a tick.
My
As I sniff.
My loose theory is that Trump was probably enjoying a lot of cocaine in the 80s.
Oh, sure.
Because everyone working on Wall Street loved cocaine in the 80s. And I think probably as he got older, he probably transitioned from coke to Adderall as a sort of more manageable old man's coke.
Yeah. Oh, I don't necessarily think that, like, drug use in and of itself is bad at all.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
I love a
we
good
enjoy a
drug.
good, safe
Fake
drug.
drug that I'm kidding
Fake
about.
drug,
Twitch.
fun
I'm
times.
kidding. Twitch.
And it is, yeah, it's massively hypocritical. And also just like, yeah, like, definitely I don't want the leader of the free world to be cracked out on Adderall 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
No judgment. Like, I don't think, if someone's addicted to Adderall, I don't think that makes them a bad person. And please don't be in charge of the world.
Well, then, and if you look at it like from another perspective, a lot of people who are addicted to drugs are like subject to really like shitty lives that they're trying to escape from.
Yeah, pretty much always.
Like 90% of the time, probably.
I mean, it's like either people with like really like, people being exploited and oppressed by systems of society turning to drugs for escapism, or it's like rich party boys.
Right.
Or girls.
Rich party girls are fun. We live in LA. They exist. Okay. Cool. Is there anything else we need to cover?
I think we did pretty good.
I think we did good. We're on 6.4
we're
hours.
killing it. We're like super streamers. We're streamers from the
We've
planet
been streaming for almost
Stream.
7 hours today. Holy ass.
Streamers from the planet Endurance.
Anybody who's here who we don't know, follow us.
Yes, please
back.
follow and come back. We'll be back tomorrow at noon Pacific Standard Time, and also Thursday. That's our standard schedule, Monday through Thursday, noon to question mark. And we probably will be doing some stuff other times too. We do spooky streams now and then, and other random stuff. And we have special guests. We're gonna have more of those coming up. And please follow along and join the circus. And we'll see you at the next stream. Anything else, Zoe? Any final thoughts?
If you donate $1,
She'll do a little head wiggle.
No, I love you guys. Thank you for being around. And
Oop, what was that?
what did I do?
Oh, that was weird. OBS just disappeared
thanks for the
a second.
follow.
Hey, thanks for following Rolling Static. Much appreciated.
See, you're cool.
Yeah, and my final thoughts are Trump's dickhead butthole and farts are funny.
Farts are so funny.
And
Farts are funny.
farts are funny.
End
And
of story.
On that note, we'll catch all you wonderful folks tomorrow on the Casey and Zoe thing. I'm Casey Katsaris.
I'm Zoe Katsaris, I swear.
And we love you all madly.
Bye.
Bye.